Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday to you. It's Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. What a treat to be amongst our people in here, the tier ones out in the audience. Incredible. We made it. It's Friday. Hopefully everybody has a good, relaxing weekend ahead of them. I do not, but that's okay. That's how I like it anyway. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindl, our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. He's got some good ankles.
Sprained my sports ankle.
Yeah, he probably. It wouldn't surprise me. How are you, buddy?
I'm okay. Not bad. Were we in Peoria last week? Because it feels like it was like a month ago.
I was leaving for Dallas last week.
Not 1 week ago, but last week was the week we went to spring training.
Yeah, man.
And now we still have 2.5 weeks left of spring training.
It's bananas. You guys still worried about the offense, or pretty good day yesterday?
No, start playing in the parade.
We'll talk about it. Everyone's numbers are going to be skewed the entire spring training. Yeah. Every Padres player is going to look like they had an amazing spring training.
Yeah, because of yesterday's
wind blowing out game, which is fine. A little confidence booster for everybody.
The thing I know about baseball is it giveth, and boy, does it taketh away from time to time. So it all evens out in the long run if you keep doing the right things. And Padres did the right things yesterday. We'll talk about that. Certainly a fun one. Anytime you can throw up a football score is good. It's a good day. How was the employee appreciation luncheon yesterday? You guys both went? I did not go. I had marriage counseling, which was awesome. But how was your scene?
Stuck around, had my virtual appointment.
That's what I should have asked about first.
Which I don't really have much to say. They went through all the stuff that you had already told me, kind of what the procedure is going to be like, and they kind of took a health history, but they didn't even schedule it yet. They'd said they'd call me in the next couple of days, and we'd put it on the books. So I haven't even really taken the next step yet.
So you didn't have to spread them, though?
No, not on the camera in our production studio. I did not.
Good.
Just met with a nice, registered nurse guy who helped me out, and
Gaylord Fokker
was cool guy actually.
Good.
Jesse,
Jesse
made me feel comfortable, like I'll be well taken care of during the procedure.
Big Dan says yesterday you guys were cheering. We were 3 weeks out, and today you're complaining how much spring training is left. I don't ever recall cheering. I remember going, "There's 3 weeks left of this." That like 3 weeks from now we'll be at opening day. That was not a cheer. That was I'm excited for opening day, but
still a ways off.
It's still a ways off. It's a ways off. A lot can go good, and a lot can go bad in the next 3 weeks, and things will shake down the filter, and we'll see what happens with this squad. So was the lunch good? Was it fun? Did you guys?
It was plentiful. I mean, we only have so many employees, and there was just giant trays of carne asada and chicken and enchiladas.
I go in this morning to put my yogurt in the fridge, and it was like falling out of the. I go, how much food did they bring?
A lot.
There's only like 9 people there.
Right. It was.
There's food for 30.
Only 9.
Sammy and Tony Wynn Jr. are in
They're
Arizona.
Out of town. Yeah.
Braden and Frank were on the air.
Chris Ello showed up on the later side, but he was there.
Yeah.
And then there were a few people from our sales department.
Now, that's weird, because sales
on-air people from the other stations, and just massive amounts of food.
Sales is usually the first group to, like when we did the round table, you would smell the pizza at about 9:30. You're like, "Ooh, pizza's here." And you'd walk in, and some of it had already been pillaged by the salespeople. So it's weird that the salespeople weren't here. Maybe they were out closing business, right?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe they're sitting at a bar. I have no idea. I know I did both when I was a salesperson. So just depending on the day. But I was very surprised. So
what does that look like?
What's that?
Sitting at the bar during the day.
Oh, you're in outside sales. It was you. I learned a lesson early on from my mentor, Bauman, my buddy Bauman. Takes me out to lunch my very first day at radio, sits me down and goes, "Hey, listen, here's what you do." He goes, "You turn in an order on Monday and you turn in an order on Friday." He goes, "If you close a deal on Tuesday, you don't turn it in on Tuesday. You sit on it and you turn it in on Friday morning, and then you're free for the rest of the weekend. If you have another one, you sit on that, you turn it in Monday. Like, all you've been doing is grinding." And he goes, what do I do the rest of the time? He's like, whatever you want, whatever you want. He's like, nobody's going to say anything to you if you hand in an order on Monday and you hand in an order on Friday. And I go, it's like the best advice I've ever heard.
Now, okay, not to date you, but that was a little while ago,
Long time ago.
So things have changed a little bit in that it's a lot easier to get digital timestamps of everything.
Oh yeah, they have to log stuff in a account.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, you fudge that.
I mean,
you know how much Salesforce I fudged, Paulie? I had friends because they're like, they every now and then they'd get panicked and they'd go, I need to see more activity. And you're like, all right, fine. And they're like, you have to put all your meetings, your phone calls, everything in Salesforce. So I have buddies that own businesses. I'm like, well, I'm going to go meet with my buddy Jay Newby Photography today, see about an advertising. One of my managers actually called behind me one day to double check. And I had tipped my friends off, like, hey, I'm using you as a meeting today because I don't feel like going to work. And they called like, oh, no, he was great. Yeah, we're talking. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. And I got back to the office, the next day or whatever, and was like, did you call behind my meetings? That's unacceptable. Like, that can't happen. Yeah, it was awesome. It's like you got to learn how to.
You were one step ahead of.
I was. You have to learn how to game the system, right? You have to make the system work for you. Now, here, this gig, you got to be here in your seat for 4 hours. So now it's not 8 hours, so I can handle it no problem. But yeah, you got to find ways to circumvent. It's always you against the man, always. And I did my job, sold a lot of radio, sold a lot of everything I ever sold.
Oh, that's a good one. We could probably do stories on like, how did you get back at the man?
Paulie,
best.
Bauman and I literally had a skeleton outline for a book we were going to write called Managing Your Managers and like how to manage your managers. Now, if you see how I manage Adam,
is it extra sweet because it's against the Dodgers?
Pretty good, right? Like pretty good. He walked up to me after the show yesterday. He goes, you're going to make every last hair fall out of my head. And I go, sorry. Might want to get an offer in my inbox soon then, if I were you. I'm, again, built different. I'm built different.
But you have to be careful because you ride them too hard.
Then they say he's not worth it.
He's not worth it anymore.
I'm not worried about it.
I know you're not.
You shouldn't be either.
I know
and neither should you be. You shouldn't be worried about it.
But you better know what you're worth in that sense. Because some bosses would like to be made fun of on the radio constantly.
He loves it, by the way. If we went away and the next show paid him no mind, it would kill him. It would absolutely kill him. But he got me, man. He got me as he goes, you're going to make every hair on my head fall out. I go, all right.
All right, let me ask you that.
Okay.
Let's
managing your managers.
Like a normal 9-to-5 job in some sort of office setting. What percentage of time should you be working versus kind of goofing off, surfing the internet, at the water cooler, whatever?
I think it's different now, man. When I'm 24, right? When I was 24 years old, outside sales was a fit for me because it did give me the freedom to go out and do what I wanted. Also, I burned it at both ends, man. I went hard at night. I went hard during the day. And then, but at 50 with a family, yeah, man, if I had a 9-to-5, my ass would be working at probably be there at 7. And I'd probably stay till 6, every night. It's different. It's just a different time of my life.
Getting 70-30 working, 60-40 working in the chat.
That's fair.
If your boss expects you on your 8-hour day to be working every single minute of those 8 hours, you need to find a different job.
I agree.
There's got to be some built-in minutes every hour where you're like, okay, I need to turn my brain off for a couple of minutes and do something else. Or you're not going to be, I don't think you'll be a good employee. If we didn't have commercial breaks, if we had to do this show 4 straight hours without commercial breaks,
it'd be tough.
It would be so impossible.
That's why you don't see many 4-hour podcasts. You see your favorite podcasts, they do about 45 minutes an hour. And it's a couple reasons. Number one, people aren't going to hang that long. Number two, those dudes need a breather. You got to get a breather. And but I told you I've worked in boiler room type situations where there's a den of cubes with a headset and a phone book, and I'm cranking through calls, and the guy is just walking, just
like the prison guard,
just waiting, just walking around, looking over here, coming to look at Paulie's desk, and then He's about 5'3", and he would get the call report the next day, and he would go through with his little highlighter, and he would highlight any 214 or 817 area codes because I was in Texas. So that's a personal call. He'd get his calculator out, subtract it from the total. Okay, that 3 hours and 20 minutes was actually 2 hours and 43 minutes of phone time.
Is that still an effective method?
Bathroom break, boss.
Bathroom break, boss. Because you think I'm joking?
I never had a sales job, but in my head, it makes more sense to have fewer but more intentional calls than more totally random cold calls.
So the funniest thing, he got
what leads to more business.
So I worked under this guy, and I do love this guy. I worked under him. And I was his meeting setter and planner. Like I crushed it for him, and I got the promotion, and he got a promotion. So he's now my boss. And the funny part is when he would do his calls, our bigger boss would go, Alan, you had 4 hours and 37 minutes of phone time yesterday. Excellent. You made 6 calls. Wrap it up. Like get to the point of selling. It's a numbers game. You got to get on the phone and you got to make dials. 6 phone calls. He's like, yeah, but I was on the phone for 4 hours and 37 minutes. Like that's most of the work day. And he's like, you're not reaching enough people. So I was probably on the lower side. He was on the higher side. But man, I'm telling you, it's really the thought of having to do it again. I could do it. I wouldn't enjoy it, obviously, as much as I enjoy this. But if I was forced to go back and do that lifestyle, I could do it again, and that would be different. Your boy would not be. Tell you what, I wouldn't be doing: laying in bed shaking with the DTs from the night before, because I got 2 little kids and maybe another one coming, and I got work to do. So different priorities for different people. But I don't even know how we got on that tangent. But.
Not sure. But speaking of commercials and bathroom breaks, had something happen last night that I have never happened before in my television life. Here, it's very easy. We've got.
Did you have an accident?
I did not have an accident, but here we take a break. Bathroom's like 10 steps away. Back in plenty of time. It's really not stressful. But in television, our commercial breaks are only 2 to 2.5 minutes.
Ooh, that's quick.
And normally I'm fine. I'll go before the show. We have the longest stretch we're out there is usually like an hour and a half straight. But I'm doing the 6 o'clock news, anchoring last night on the desk, wired up with microphones and the
the new makeup,
everything. And all of a sudden, it's like 6:25, and I realize I'm not going to make it to the end of the show. Wasn't that? It was the other one, just number one.
Yeah, number
but
one.
I was like, I was starting to feel kind of urgent. And we get to the commercial at the bottom of the hour, and I asked my producer, what's the longest stretch we have in the next half hour? She says, we got 2.5 minutes at 6:40. And I said, okay, I'm going to need to run off to use the toilet.
I've got a TT. Bad.
I've got to go bad. She says, okay,
it
that's
never
fine.
happens
It
to
never
you.
happens.
Never.
So there is a bathroom that's not too far off the studio, but I realized, the commercial break happens. I turn off my microphone because I do not want to be that guy because the microphone's never off. So I don't want to be the guy who's in the bathroom and everyone's listening to me. I turn off the microphone. I run. I don't have my key card though, and it's behind a locked door.
Oh my God.
I got to pound on it. One of the directors comes rushing in to open the door for me. I go in, and then I'm standing there, and it's like the longest one. It's like, come on, wrap it up. Let's go. Finish it up. And I get back into the studio, fumble to turn my microphone on, slide into the chair. I go, how much time do they got left? She says 8 seconds.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yes. Dominic says like Frank Drebin in the toilet.
My God.
We had a weather guy when I was first starting, James Quinones, who did that. And they went to him accidentally live, like on the air. And you heard him whistling and you heard it's it's like, I do not want to be that guy and the viral video. So microphone off when I went to use the restroom.
It happened to me every single Seals game I ever worked. I'd go 3 times before the show started, and I couldn't leave till halftime. And it was like 4 minutes into the first period or first quarter every time. And I'd be like, oh my God. I mean, there were times, you guys, in the box, I would be holding it like my kids do. Like, it's going to come out. I, honest to God, considered a diaper. I'm not kidding. I considered one. And I did it, 5 years or so, 6 years, doing Seals games. You're locked in the penalty box. You can't leave. You can't leave. There's nowhere to go. And so many times at halftime, I would look at our producer and go, get her to bring out the sirens. I can't make it just enough time to be like, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the San Diego Sirens. Like, I go, have her do it from her live mic. I'm going to urinate on myself.
Get much of a halftime break either because you had to do the halftime
and then run out and narrate some kids lacrosse game or something. But it's the worst feeling of all time. I got me yesterday. I was driving home going, oh my God, I'm going to die any second. A catheter perhaps, man. I legitimately considered I'm going to put a diaper on. And I don't know that I could bring myself to do it, even if I had one on. I really don't know if I could do it.
Let it rip.
Just let it go.
I've got a diaper on.
And they see me in the box. I'm just like, hold on. No. I know we just scored. Just shut up for 1 second. Goal, San Diego Seals. Oh, it's the worst feeling. Well, I didn't miss anything of major importance yesterday, right?
No, there was no big announcements or new direction that Odyssey is headed. It wasn't a meeting. It was just an employee appreciation lunch, and we were appreciated by management.
Well, I listen, I'm good. I feel very appreciated.
For working between 60 and 70% of the time that we're here.
Right. I feel so appreciated by management, as you guys know. So I think we're good. I'm
sure they appreciate you very much.
I'm sure they do, dude. How could they not? How could they not? I do love busting his chops. I really do. I do it. I honestly do it just to get him in a tizzy. I really do. And he knows how much, Adam knows how much I love him. He knows how much I love him. I love him. I adore him. Best boss I've ever had. But holy cow, is he fun to mess with because you know it works. You know that it works every single time. You know you can get him. It's like my dad. I love messing with my dad because I know I can get him. It's great.
Yeah.
I like messing with Ben because I know I can get you. It's great.
Can you?
Can't I? I love when you mess with me. I like it.
I got to listen back to yesterday's messing with me while I was on the phone confirming my appointment because I couldn't really listen to it when I was on the phone. I was trying to answer questions. They were asking me about my check-in, and Paulie was obviously throwing in the drops.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Then I got to see it yesterday. It was actually pretty funny.
I laughed so hard, man. I really did. I loved it. I went home and I told my missus when I saw her, I go, we just had the most monster show. It was such a monster from the minute we signed on till the end. And we are a sitcom, as we've talked about before. I had to write a very strongly worded email to the rental car company. And I'm going to thank the tier ones as usual. My inbox was flooded with people saying, oh yeah, this happened to me, or oh yeah, I was in that industry. This is it's not just that company that falls between fifth and seventh. It's not just them. It's a lot of them. So I'll send this to you guys as their recommendation. They said the next time you rent a car, if you don't do it already, and they don't ask you to make sure you go through the car with a fine-tooth comb.
If you missed it, Wood's got a $1,700 bill for a smudge on his rental car last weekend in Texas.
Yep.
That he has no intention of paying.
6:20 right now.
It is 6:20 in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning here on Ben and Woods. And so I got the bill, as you said, and I'm not paying it. There's just no way. But all the tier ones reaching out, they said, hey, man, this is what you do next time. He goes, it's happened to me. So what I do is I go get my rental car and I start a video on my phone and I just walk around and I will narrate
every inch.
I'll narrate.
Yep. Okay.
There's a scrape on the hubcap of cars still have hubcaps, by the way. There's a scrape on the wheel.
What is a hubcap
of this Jeep? And here it is. And he goes, it takes 45 seconds, but you go around and you go to the top of the car and you go to the windshield and all of it.
Get every part of the car
360 video narrated and call it out. And he said, so that that will save you the trouble. And like you said this morning, there's a decent chance that smudge was there for the last 4 customers, and they're just racking up $1,700 because I think what you count on is a guy like me that's like, well, I don't want to call my wife and tell her that I did this. She's going to be disappointed in me. I also don't want to spend $1,700, but if I can make this go away, it's not the end of the. It's an amount.
But I think the more worry is like, are they going to have like some sort of lien out on me? Are they going to call my credit report? Like, what's going to go on if I don't pay? Are they going to
send a goon to my house
after me? So you get very nervous. But yeah, if they charge more than one person for that, that would be incredibly unethical.
Well, yeah. I mean, welcome to 2026, man. So yeah, well, I wrote a pretty gnarly email yesterday, and we'll see what happens there. But like I said, man, do your worst. Like, it's $1,700. I'm not paying it. You're not getting my money. It's not happening. That didn't come from us. And suck it. Is basically what I have to say.
Should have a good show for you on a Friday to wrap up the week. When we come back, we will talk some baseball. If you're thinking maybe Shohei Ohtani would go 1 for 4 with a single in his first World Baseball Classic game overnight, that's not what happened. They're already starting it again. The Shohei Ohtani hype train does not end. But we'll get you an update on the WBC.
When he does stuff like that, that's why MLB does what they do.
It doesn't bother me when he does it in another uniform. I saw it. I went, "Oh, awesome. Nice game."
It was just like, of course.
He's in his team Japan uniform. Congratulations, the best baseball player ever to live. When he puts on the Dodger uniform, I'm like, "Oh, bro, come on." So I saw it this morning. I went, "Ooh, this is really good."
Huge moment in the very first action of the whole season.
Crazy.
It's like, yeah, makes sense.
But they couldn't match what your San Diego Padres did offensively yesterday in Peoria. It was quite the day. We will talk all about it. We'll talk about Walker Buehler's performance as well. We will set the menu for the Friday edition of Ben and Woods, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Before we get to our first check of traffic, a lot of people think retirement planning is just about numbers, but it's not just math. It's lifestyle, timing, healthcare, peace of mind, and more. That's why Trajan Wealth takes a different approach. TRAJANwealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors build retirement strategies based on realistic options that align with your goals and circumstances, not generic formulas. Whether retirement is decades away or right around the corner, having a clear plan can make all the difference. Trajan Wealth is right here in San Diego, offices in San Diego, Carlsbad, and Del Mar. If you've been wondering whether your plan truly fits your life, might be time for a second look. Call 619-367-0207. Again, 619-367-0207. I want Tier 1s to do this. I really do think it can give you some peace of mind. You can also explore your options online at TRAJANwealth.com. That's TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter. Dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I think the Padres just hit another home run in Peoria. My goodness gracious.
I think you could have gotten one out of there yesterday.
You wish you could play a fantasy camp game with the wind blowing out like it was.
It's usually blowing in the other way when we play.
We will discuss that and Walker Buehler's debut for the Padres in just a minute. First, let's give you the menu for the show today. Coming up in our 7 o'clock hour, we will be joined by our friend Darren Smith, SDFC broadcaster, Friar Territory, Section 1904. SDFC will play their first MLS road game of the season tomorrow at 5:30 at Sporting KC, looking to continue their very hot start to the season. New challenge for Mikey Varas' team. Have no really doubt that they will be up for that challenge. Yep. But, you know, the road is different. It feels like in soccer, you try to get the win at home and you're just happy with a draw on the road.
Result,
unless you're Mikey Varas. I don't think he's ever happy with a draw.
No.
He wants to win like 9-0.
You want to get a point at least, right?
Yeah, but the idea is
I'm learning so much.
If you get points, if you get a result on the road, you're usually pretty happy with that. But Sporting KC, I think they're just 0-1-1 with a loss and a draw. And, you know, maybe this is a chance to steal one on the road, get off to a really hot start at 3-0, top of the table, as it were. So we'll talk a little soccer.
Worst goal differential in the Western Conference, Ben, Sporting KC.
Oh, is that true?
Mhm.
Wow. I would imagine the best goal differential in the Western Conference would be SDFC.
Correct, sir.
+7.
+7. Like that a lot.
And then in our 8 o'clock hour, after we play some Take on Woods at 8:20, we'll go out to Peoria, Arizona, and Spring Training Sammy will join us to wrap up another week of coverage. Brought to you by David P. Shapiro, Criminal Defense Attorneys. All guests, I'm Ben Woods. Here on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. We'll have our 9 o'clock biggest fan contest and our Paulie Reindl report. But let's start with the games that actually matter, including an overnight game in Japan. Pretty big one for pool play. Japan against Chinese Taipei, considered two of the better contenders in that pool, and started at 2 a.m., so I was long asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Get up, first thing, grab my phone. All right, 4:18 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I open Twitter, and the very first thing I click on, there's Shohei Ohtani. Let's see what he did.
The 2-1 now. Ohtani lights it up. It is gone. Ohtani, of course. And the Tokyo Dome is on fire.
Man, doesn't change much from last season. A grand slam for Shohei Ohtani in a 10-run second inning for Japan. He had
10 runs.
He was I think he was a triple away from the cycle after the first 2 innings with 5 RBI.
He's pretty good.
Doesn't change much in the world of Japan. They Yamamoto no hitter through 3 innings. I think they got 1 hit for Chinese Taipei. They called it after 7 innings with the mercy rule. 13-0. 13 runs, 13 hits, no runs, 1 hit. So Japan looks like they will be a force to be reckoned with again in the WBC, and it's not taking long for Shohei Ohtani to get into the groove again.
SD Jones, he says they hung Yu Darvish's jersey in the dugout. Wow. Team Japan, is amazing.
That's really cool.
He's not dead or anything. He's just not there. But I love that. I mean, he is so revered by everyone over there.
They were all, had he been healthy, he would have been there.
Oh, yeah.
So, and they know that. So I like that. That's great.
Yeah.
The other team that's been playing really well is Australia.
They have.
They got their second win. They beat the Czechia 5-1. They're now 2-0 with a chance to advance and move on to the United States side, the elimination rounds, the quarterfinals. But Australia has been one of the stories so far early in the WBC.
So how? What's the tournament format?
So you play 4 pool play games, 5 teams in the pools. And then I think the top 2 teams in each pool advance to the 8-team quarterfinals, and then single elimination down to 4, down to 2, and then the finals.
They don't do any, if you're out in pool play, you're out.
Yeah, I think you have to finish in the top 2 in your pool,
and then you're done. They're not doing like a third place game or anything like that.
If you don't make it through pool play, you head back. If you're a Major League Baseball player, you head back to your spring training site.
Most of these guys
will be done in like 3 or 4 days, and it'll be over.
Most of these guys will be heading back to their firehouses and their accounting firms. And Bo couldn't wrap he was asking me. He goes, so these guys from Australia, they all play in the major leagues. I go, no. I go, in fact, I think only a couple for Australia.
Travis Bazzana is a major leaguer. Maybe one guy in the
Curtis
Cubs
Mead.
He hit a home run.
Hit a
game
bomb
against Czechia. 3-run shot.
He's a big leaguer. And I said, but literally the rest of these cats, like they're firefighters, they're accountants, they're attorneys, and they just play baseball in their local leagues and their national teams. But they're not big leaguers. And I don't know that does Australia have a baseball
league?
Yeah,
they do have an Australian baseball league, I believe. It's not probably more the equivalent of like single A ball or lower, but they do have one.
The Czechia pitcher is an electrician. I mean, I love it. I think that's the coolest part about this. You got electricians out there getting a chance to go up against some of the best in the world, and sometimes they win. Sometimes they win. They strike the big major leaguer out, and that's pretty cool.
So today we will start play here in the United States, including Team USA making their debut against Brazil. That's a 5:00 start on Fox here in San Diego. And then, of course, the Dominican Republic featuring Captain Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr. will play at 4 o'clock on FS2 against Nicaragua in their first game. Xander Bogaerts in Netherlands. They play this morning at 9 a.m. against Venezuela in their first game. That's on Tubi if you want to watch it.
We will be bringing that game live here on 97.3 The Fan. The three of us are probably going to split at 9, and we'll just run
Tubi,
that game.
Run the Tubi audio of Xander, get his first at-bat live
that
here.
That would be amazing.
We'll take off a little bit early. No, we won't. But we will have Padres baseball for you tonight here on 97.3 The Fan.
Nice.
It's the first evening game of spring training. Padres take on the Cubs at 5 o'clock at the Peoria Sports Complex.
You know, I thought of Jesse Agler yesterday in the middle of this game.
So did I.
And I almost texted him, but I said, let's not make a long day longer for him. And I'm happy for him that he gets an evening game tonight. Getting up, turning right back around, heading back down there for a 12 o'clock game would have been a little bit rough after what they endured yesterday.
Well, let's talk about the offensive juggernaut that is the San Diego Padres in yesterday's marathon game right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Rivermark Medical. Pretty quiet on the roads right now. Unless you're on the Coronado Bridge, we are showing a bit of a backup from about mid-span on over to the island. Trip out of the East County is up to speed. South 15, South 5, both cooperating nicely coming down from the North County. Rivermark Medical is conducting a Rapid 3 study for FlowStant, a minimally invasive device designed to relieve symptoms from BPH. Men 45 or older suffering from frequent, painful, or difficulty urinating may qualify. Learn more at rivermarkmedical.com. That's rivermarkmedical.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So the headline going into yesterday's game against the Seattle Mariners was clearly Walker Buehler making his first spring start for the San Diego Padres. I'm sure he was not thrilled. He's the guy that I pegged.
Yeah,
I'm sure he was not thrilled to walk out there and see all the flags on top of the batter's eye just whipping straight out. That's the Santa Ana type winds, and it was cooking. So anything in the air had a chance to leave the yard, but Walker Buehler, after walking the first batter, got through the first inning pretty good. 2 strikeouts and a fielder's choice ground out to end the inning. So 0-0. You had no idea what was coming as the Padres batted at the top of the second inning. In fact,
good Lord.
Miguel Andujar grounded out to first to open the top of the second inning. So here we are, 0-0, 1 out.
Game's moving
top
along.
Of the second inning. Things seems like a very normal game. And then it all changed. Seung-Moon Song absolutely just rifled one.
Get the audio.
Out to right field, got up in the jet stream, 430
Shut
feet.
Up, Ben. You hear that?
Got it. Sorry.
Woodsy's computer audio obviously comes out through my speakers.
Yes. Right.
And he has an ad or some video playing. What the hell is that?
Highlights of the game. I was looking at the box score because it's 60 players deep. I mean, it's just the craziest looking box score you've ever seen.
So that was Song's first home run of the spring with the Padres. Now he hit home runs in Korea.
I think I thought I saw a comparison yesterday. He hit more than Jung-Hoo Lee did when the Giants center fielder. Like he can swing it, man. And the swing was beautiful.
But we hadn't seen any power, but it clearly is there. And that was probably was a home run even without the wind. I mean, that was pulled and it was
smoked it.
It was smoked. And then Ty France doubled. And then Freddie Fermin doubled. Jake Cronenworth walked. Jackson Merrill was safe on an error. Mariners are going to regret that later.
Yep.
Ramon Laureano singled. It's 4-0. They took out Luis Castillo at that point. Laureano stole second. Gavin Sheets singled. Nick Castellanos singled. Miguel Andujar walked. Seung-Moon Song came back up again and struck out. So there's out number 2.
Yep.
Then Ty France doubles home 2 more. Freddie Fermin singles home 2 more. They change pitchers again. And then Jake Cronenworth goes deep, 2-run shot to cap a 12-run inning. In fact, it was an oppo shot for Jake Cronenworth. And a little stat for you. Jake Cronenworth has never hit an opposite field home run in his big league career.
It blew my mind.
Wow.
It blew my mind. Everything he has hit has been dead pull, the pull side. So
he hits a lot of deep flies.
He does.
To the other way, but they never get out. He's had 2 spring training home runs that go opposite field. I always feel like Jake, if he could just add 15 feet on opposite field, he could be like elite all-star level. But that was good to see. And then, even though, they didn't score again, Jackson Merrill singled, Ramon Laureano doubled, and then finally Gavin Sheets flew out to end a 12-run second inning for the San Diego Padres.
You are on easy street after that. Many people around the game are asking, is Steven Souza the best hitting coach of all time? Is he going to be up there mentioned with the best to ever do it? You see an offensive output like that yesterday, you're feeling pretty good about your offense. Now, we all know it's Cactus League. Mariners pitching, working on stuff. Our pitchers working on stuff. But I think, it's certainly nice to see every now and then an offensive breakout like that. A lot of it was wind aided, but a lot of it wasn't. A lot of it are good, high exit velo doubles that really don't have much to do with the wind. They're just hitting the ball hard all over the yard. Good ABs, moving guys along. Excellent game.
I mean, a couple of those going off the batter's eye in Peoria.
Right, man.
Like even with the wind, that's you tagged that
It's
ball.
a shot. It's a shot. So again, it's baseball and hitting especially is what? For these guys, 95% confidence. Like I'm seeing the ball well. You still feel my swing feels great. 95%. These guys all know how to swing. If I'm feeling good at the dish, that's how I want my players, man. Feeling good.
Padres went on to hit 6 more home runs for a total of 8. Not a single one was a wall scraper. They all were over 400 feet in the box score. So, they did hit the ball well. Yes, the wind certainly helped, but they swung the bat well at the same time. And they scored every single inning after the first 12, and then they just kept putting runs on the board all the way through the 9th. 27-6 was the final. Now, Walker Buehler, who I still think is kind of the bigger story here, after sitting for, I don't know, how 30 minutes? 35 minutes, however long the 12-run inning, had to come back out and not surprised, quickly gives up a single and a triple and a run scores, but then gets out of the rest of the inning with 3 outs, run scores on a ground out, but gives up his 2 runs, comes back in the third and strikes out 2 more batters to end what I thought was a pretty solid debut.
I think that's exactly what they were looking for from Walker Buehler. Again, he's vying to be the 5th starter of the San Diego Padres. And you get a performance like that on a day like that, mind you, where, didn't work for Luis Castillo at all. Walker kept the ball in the ballpark, right? So acquitted himself pretty nicely, man. 4 Ks. The walks, obviously concerned. He said it after. He's like, I'm not going to be a guy anymore that can be a 65% 4-seam fastball guy. I've got to learn how to pitch, use my pitch mix to my strengths, not to theirs. And so I think, again, the competitive nature of Walker Buehler is kind of what you're looking for from a 5th starter. And he said he's pain-free. He said, that's been a while since my elbow has not been killing me.
It's weird. He kind of said
it just stopped.
It stopped hurting 4 weeks ago. Like his elbow after the second Tommy John surgery, and he came back and pitched for the Dodgers and the Red Sox and Phillies.
Yeah.
But through the whole time, he basically was like, it's just not feeling great. And then 4 weeks ago, he said, is that right before he signed with the Padres? He said it stopped hurting. And I don't know why. He said, I've taken
vitamins,
I've done
a
lot of different things, but I can't pinpoint if there was one specific thing that helped me, which is a little worrisome because if it comes back, I don't know what to do again to make it stop hurting. But for now, he says, my elbow is not hurting. It feels good. His velocity is not where he wants it to be. It's still mostly around 92, but he thinks they can tick it up. I think he has his fastest pitch was like 94.6 or 7. He got one up there. So it could be in there. And if that is the case, that is why I think Walker Buehler still has the inside track to be the 5th starter for the Padres. Now, I don't know what that means for Herman Marquez. I don't know what that would mean for JP Sears. Well, I know what it would mean for JP Sears. He'd probably start in the minors.
He's got an option,
Matt Waldron, though, does not have options. There's going to be some tough decisions, but I think the first decision that AJ Preller is going to have to make is, do we want to lose Walker Buehler at the end of spring training, or do we want to keep him and give him a chance in our starting rotation? And so far, based on what I've seen, they've got to be leaning toward, let's give him the first shot possibly to be our 5th starter to open the season.
Well, we said yesterday, right here on Ben and Woods, that the 3 guys that you wanted to take a look at are the 3 of the guys vying for that spot: Walker Buehler, JP Sears, and Tristan McKenzie. And Sears and McKenzie each walked 3 batters. Tristan McKenzie, I watched. I happened to be home when that was on, and I watched him throw. And yeah, man, like the fastball is absolutely electric. It jumps out of his hand, and when he locates it, it's as nasty of a fastball as you'll see. But the command is so spotty, and you can't have that. You cannot have spotty command. I would rather my guys get hit all over the yard because they're throwing strikes than walk. It just never leads to anything good. And you just have no confidence that he can find the zone right now at all. And Sears wasn't much better.
As Mudd always says on the broadcast, the best pitch in baseball, strike one.
Yeah, it's standard.
And that's why, we heard, Tristan McKenzie is a work in progress.
Yep.
Electric arm, but they need to dial him in.
Yeah.
I don't see any circumstance in which Tristan McKenzie opens the season with the San Diego Padres. They're going to try to hide him, work on things with him in the minor leagues. And
in El Paso,
and if it all, if he gets, something clicks and he finds that control, maybe at some point this season he'll be an option for the San Diego Padres.
It's so frustrating because, again, I mean, what's more frustrating than a guy with an electric arm that just has no idea where it's going? And of course, you're going to get shot after shot after shot to see if something unlocks where, hey man, if we can just get this dude to command the zone a little bit, he could be an elite level pitcher. And because again, I mean, I watched him pump a couple fastballs in the outside corner, Benny, that were just boom, boom, like just dots. And it blew a guy away, and I'm like, man, this is it. I mean, he walked the bases loaded, I think, and got out of it at one point, which is nice. But you don't want to put yourself in those positions over and over and over, because in the big leagues, and really, honestly, in any league, it will burn you. It will burn you every time. So, pulling for that guy, man. He's got a good story. Pulling for JP Sears too. I'm pulling for all these guys, but they got to pitch better.
I feel like JP Sears is the worst guy to have on the mound when the wind is blowing out.
Yeah.
He's going to give up home runs anyway. Now, those were the only 2 hits he gave up were solo home runs.
Yep.
So minimize the damage. He did walk 3. They just happened to not come right before the home runs. Could have been a much worse outing for JP Sears. But, for the most part, he's shown that he will be what the Padres need him to be. Probably a 6th starter who, my guess would be, gets 15 to 20 starts over the course of the year, because you're going to need that many out of your 6th guy. But hopefully someone, whether it's Walker Buehler, steps up at the next level. Griffin Canning at some point, is going to be that guy, in May or June, can step up. And then JP Sears is just another name in the mix who the Padres are going to need over the course of the season.
Man, we got a guy in our chat, Minley, 4647, listening to Ben and Woods or watching Ben and Woods live from Vietnam this morning. So he says he's a huge tier 1, loves the show. So, hey, man, welcome live from Vietnam. Pretty cool.
We're a night show in Vietnam.
What time is it in Vietnam?
I think he just said it's
like 10, 11 o'clock.
Almost 10 p.m., almost 11 p.m., yeah.
Look at you, laying in bed, watching Ben and Woods in Vietnam. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that very much.
9:52 p.m.
Bill wants to know, was Song hurt yesterday with the oblique? The answer is yes. Now,
came out right after that second inning, or the bottom of the second inning. Went out to play shortstop, 2 innings of shortstop.
Yep, made a nice play.
And then came out of the game.
They did say it was kind of the dreaded word, in my opinion, precautionary.
Why would that be the dreaded word? That's the
because what do you think it always leads to? It was precautionary. All right.
I mean, once the guy has come out of the game, he's hurt.
Yes.
So on the scale of 0 to 100, precautionary is on the lower end of the scale.
That's
hopefully,
what you think. This baseball speak for his oblique will never recover.
You'd rather not. It was concerning.
Concerning.
Be worse.
Okay, that's worse. Yeah, it's concerning. I'm concerned.
It's concerning.
Yeah.
Or even worse would be, it's discouraging to see that. Then you really know it's probably bad news. Obliques tend to be things that just don't like to go away, unfortunately.
It just drives me nuts, man.
My guess is they will want to shut him down for a few more days. Hopefully that's all it is. Hate to see it right after his first home run. But eventually, he should be healthy again.
Yeah.
It's just
no need to rush. Backup guy anyway. Like
he's the guy that you want to see as much of, especially during this time when the regulars are gone. This is going to be a great opportunity for him to get every day infield, second base, third base, shortstop, maybe even some outfield. And now you wonder if we're going to see him again for another week so they can try to, calm down that oblique.
JT is watching us in Tokyo. Look at us. Ben & Woods, international, worldwide. Prestige.
Boom drizzle in the Philippines.
That's unbelievable.
Look at that. Worldwide phenomenon. Ben & Woods. All right, we'll come back. Got a lot going on tonight. Let you know what's happening. Don't do this. Darren Smith, all in hour number 2 on 97.3 The Fan. As I mentioned, busy Friday night in the sports world with the WBC in full swing tonight. Team USA, Dominican Republic. Padres play at 5 o'clock tonight, and you can hear that game here on 97.3 The Fan. And the San Diego State Aztecs wrap up their regular season, final home game as they host UNLV at Viejas Arena. As we went through yesterday, the Aztecs still could win the Mountain West, share it with Utah State and New Mexico. They need to win tonight. They need New Mexico to beat Utah State tomorrow. That would create the Tri-Champions banner hang at Viejas Arena. But whatever happens, win or lose, whatever happens next week at the Mountain West Conference Tournament, this will probably be the final time you see most of this roster at San Diego State in red and black.
Yep.
And that includes Miles Byrd, who is going to be honored tonight at senior night. Even though, if you've been watching all season and you watch the lineups, when they do every televised game, they'll announce him as junior Miles Byrd. He has another year of eligibility.
Okay.
He was a redshirt the year they went to the national championship game, but has played, came back last year for another season, but he can return next year. The fact that they will be honoring him at senior night tells you probably almost unequivocally that he will not be back next year. Now, Miles, I guess, is graduating in May.
Okay.
He was, he's been at San Diego State for 4 years. So he is, like, if you
forgot about the
for a
red
student,
shirt.
he's a senior. He's done his classes.
Getting his degree.
So,
there's
his freshman year scholastically was his 0 year basketball.
Correct.
Like he did not play. So
yeah, scholastically, he is a senior. They're going to honor him. Doesn't mean if, changed his mind and really wanted to come back, it's impossible.
You get another jersey next year.
But he will be honored alongside Reese Dixon Waters, Jeremiah Oden, Sean Newman Jr., and walk-on Cam Lewine. Today's game against UNLV in ceremonies on senior night, as the Aztecs then will have to figure out, what the future looks like. Who will be back for the team next year?
How about Dutch's comments? He says, we talk about it every day. Who wants to come back? Who do we want back? That's part of it. You have a budget now. You have a payroll. You're making decisions like GMs make. Who can help us win? And at what price are we willing to pay for that player to come back? Not who wants to come back. It's a double-edged sword. Who do we want to come back? It's the new nature of it.
It's the unfortunate new reality.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to rant and rave. Some people are really upset with what college athletics and especially college basketball has turned into the NIL era. I saw someone calculate that in the Power 5 conferences, all of them together. So what? SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, and Big East. They're going to have senior nights this week. There are only 22 players in 5 conferences who will have gone through their entire 4-year career at the same school.
That's pretty jarring.
Back in the day, this is what you go to a school, and unless something happened and you had to transfer or something weird happened,
or you went to the draft,
you went to the draft early,
but
you were kind of expected. Hey, 4-year scholarship, and I'll learn the ropes as a freshman. I'll get some more playing time as a sophomore. I'll break out as a junior, and then I'll star as a senior. And that's how college basketball used to work. And now it's nothing like that. It is now incredibly rare that a player will go through 4 years at the same school, which from a fan perspective, it's not as fun. They're going to be gone in a couple of years when you're a college basketball fan. You appreciate them. I appreciate that progression of getting to see them as a freshman. I remember when that kid was a freshman and he was just getting 3 minutes a game, and then that great sophomore game where you really saw him start to break out, figure it out, and then as a junior,
blossomed.
He was second team all conference, and now as a senior, he's like one of the best players in the country. I love that progression as a fan. You don't get that anymore because there's so much turnover. There's so much, free agency essentially in college basketball that you're just putting together new rosters almost every single year.
Does it bother you as much in football? Because as a college football fan, of a team, it would always be like, oh God, this guy's coming up, he's going to start as a sophomore. He's not good. Didn't really land anybody huge, and then it kind of resets. I don't mind being able to go out and grab a quarterback or a wide receiver, like to help my team win a national championship. I don't. It doesn't bother me in college football, not even a little bit. I think it's great. Like, man, we were a quarterback away. Oh, we went out and got this guy. Ask Indiana how that worked out for him, right? Like, I have no problem with it in college football. College basketball, I can see your point a little bit. Somebody goes, how about an NCAA draft? Could you imagine that? How many teams in the NCAA Division I, Ben? Three. Imagine the lottery for that. Yeah. 340 ping pong balls in there. It would be so good.
Would we accept this, though, if that's how professional sports works? Because it's not.
1 year.
It's not. If everyone was basically just on 1-year contracts. Some guys are, but if you had to rebuild your team every single year, and you could have 26 different baseball players from the year before, like if the Dodgers had to re-sign Shohei Ohtani every year, and
single
Mookie
year,
Betts every year, and Freddie Freeman every year, and the Padres had to re-sign Manny and Fernando Tatis Jr. every single year.
No, I wouldn't like it, but wouldn't it also help get you out of bad decisions that you'd made previously?
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, sorry.
But the single year contracts would be insanely expensive. I mean, we see college players making several million a year. Imagine what you'd have to pay on NIL 1-year deals to baseball players.
Remember, there's no bad 1-year deal.
Right.
There's no bad 1-year deals. That's a lesson that has taken me, I'd say like a decade to learn. Really, like, there's no bad 1-year deal. You can stomach almost anything for 1 year. You really can. And yeah, man, you've seen some guys overpaid on a 1-year deal. You've seen some guys triple their value on a 1-year deal too. So I obviously you would never want sports to be a 1,000% total free-for-all where I could pick up and move every single year to the highest bidder. There are guys that have earned that right in free agency, but they had to put in their time. They had to put in their time in maybe crappy organizations. But once they earn that, if they want to go be an assassin every year, they absolutely can.
This is where I always fail as a sports talk host, because it's not fair really to tell college students, well, you can't transfer.
Right.
You're stuck here because
you committed.
Coaches can leave
every single time.
Yep. And in how they even used to do it. Well, you can, but you got to sit out an entire year, put your life on hold, set your career back. Didn't seem that fair either. But this massive free-for-all is also just bad for fans. Is there a happy medium? Can they somehow collectively bargain some sort of rules in which there's a one-time transfer, that there are 2-year contracts or something for scholarships, just something that allows coaches to plan, that fan bases can develop relationships with the players that they want to follow, and it's not simply this free-for-all every single year. And San Diego State has been less affected. Dutch has had more retention than the vast majority of coaches in the country, but that's over this year.
Start with the coaches.
Again, but if you are a coach and you have had success, let's say at
VCU,
Miami of Ohio, undefeated this year.
Yeah, unbelievable story.
And, for some reason, Dan Hurley steps down at UConn. They want to hire you. Once in a lifetime opportunity. Oh, no,
I'm under contract.
You can't leave. You recruited all these players. You got to see them out for the next 4 years. Well, that opportunity might not be there in 4 years.
Probably won't be.
I can't tell coaches that they can't pursue their careers and dreams and move up the ladder if opportunity presents itself.
But you can tell players that.
I can't really. That's the thing. Where's the happy medium with all of it?
I don't know. I don't know the answer. It's a tough landscape.
Speaking of Miami of Ohio, just because we got a couple of minutes here, have you seen the controversy surrounding that team?
No.
So they are 30-0.
Yeah, 30-0.
They have the, I believe, 346th ranked schedule in the country. One of the easiest schedules all year. And they have won every single game. Metrically, though, in the net, they're in the 80s. If they don't win their conference tournament,
oh man,
they would normally not even have a chance to make the NCAA tournament. So they could go 33-1. And if they lose their conference tournament final, they could be left out. And it's become a real issue in college sports.
That's tough.
How can you leave a team out that would had a 33-game winning streak, but happened to stumble in the last game of their conference tournament. And people are going, well, you should have scheduled. Well, they said, we tried. No one wanted to play us.
Yep.
So we had to schedule who was able. We were able to play, and we have beaten every single team that has been on the table. And now it all still comes down to this conference tournament for us. Other people have pushed back and said, no, it doesn't matter what happens. They have to be in the tournament at 30-0. But they've had the easiest schedule in America to do this. And scheduling is such a weird thing as well. Maybe that's another thing that needs to be fixed in college basketball.
Yeah.
Would it be better to have someone else make the schedules as opposed to the coaches who
agreed 100%
who have to arrange, bye games and home and homes and, inviting teams that, we don't want to play at Viejas Arena or we don't want to go here. San Diego State does the same thing, though. Dutch is saying we'll never go play at New Mexico. We'll never go play at Wyoming again because we don't want to play altitude. Well, that's
100%.
not fair for the New Mexicos and Wyomings of the world that they can't get any good teams to ever come play that at home because no one wants to play at altitude. Wouldn't it be better if it was like in the NFL and someone just made a schedule for every team where, hey, you're going to play some good teams, you're going to play some bad teams, you're going to play your conference schedule, and in the end, no one can really say anything because you didn't make the schedule.
There
But
should be a way to with technology, even just have a computer, figure it out. I know there's 300 and whatever teams, set as many filters where, this conference will never have to play this conference or whatever, base it off of last season's record or something like that. So it's you're going to get a team that lost, 24 games last season. You're also going to get a team that lost 4 games that season.
You got to put them in.
I think so too.
You got to. They got to be.
You have to. Even if they lose, I think 30 you have to.
You weren't playing high school teams, all right? You got it. They got to go in. They have to go in.
But as you said, get a computer to do it. Craig Elston was telling us how bad the computer scheduled the San Diego Sockers. All right, you're going to play a Friday night in Baltimore and then Saturday afternoon in Minnesota and then Sunday morning in San Diego. It's you've got to have a better scheduler than that. That
or at least
work
double
either.
Check it, make sure it logistically works.
Yeah, logistically, but look, the schedule is the schedule. There's no arguing about it once it's out and it's official.
But in college basketball, it's not. It's a negotiated.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
You're basically creating this schedule that you have to plan and plot for years to try to figure out. All right, we need a good team here. We need a home game here. We need a road test here. We need a neutral game here. But it's all a negotiation, which is weird. Schedules should be handed out to teams at the beginning of the year, and you play what's on the schedule. I wouldn't like to have professional sports.
I wouldn't like to have to call a coach every week to see if we could get a game in, for my kids. It would make me insane. So, I think Brock in the chat, was it Brock? He said, it's crazy you guys have talked about this for so long. I said, well, once he gets going on this,
well, let's take a break because I want to leave some time for the Don't Do This story. Maybe to end all Don't Do This stories from Cal State Bakersfield that broke yesterday, but we didn't get a chance to get to it in the show.
Pimpin' ain't easy.
And then we got Darren Smith joining us at the bottom of the hour. Stay tuned for all of it coming up with Benna Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, as you get ready to watch a ton of sports this weekend, may I recommend downloading the Prize Picks app and winning some real money while you're watching your sports simply by setting lineups with your favorite players. You're picking against the numbers. It's more or less on stat projections. The more players you put into your lineup, up to 6, the more you can win. A 6-player lineup power play. You can win a ton, up to 2,000 times your money. Or you can go with a 2-player lineup. You can go with flex plays where you only need to win 4 out of 5 and win some real money based on your sports knowledge of the games you're already playing. Of course, basketball season right now, you're watching pro, you're watching college, tons of games this month. This is just something a little extra that you can do to increase your enjoyment and your sports watching and maybe make a little bit of money on the side. Don't know if it's for you? Well, why don't you try it out? Download the app and use the code KWFN. And when you play your first $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 in lineups. Maybe you turn that 50 into a big bankroll. Maybe you don't like it, and that's fine. So you're out $5. Why not give it a try? Use code KWFN when you download Prize Picks. Get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Set lineups really quickly. It's really easy. Play around with the app like I did and have some fun with it at Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got Darren Smith coming up at the bottom of the hour. First, though, it is time for Don't Do This, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and
enjoy it.
California is my home. Pretty great place.
Yeah, I love it.
But not all of it.
Fair.
San Diego, we love San Diego, but there's a certain part of California that's bringing us down. Right
It's a tough look.
Yeah, Bakersfield, get your act together. This story was wild. That came out yesterday about the last place Cal State Bakersfield Roadrunners in the Big West.
Ooh.
Really toiling in about as much anonymity as you can in the world of college athletics.
Till now.
So much so that no one really even noticed when they fired their head coach in September. Just like, oh, I don't know, Bakersfield just got rid of their head coach. Yeah. But the story now coming out is nuts.
Starting to make a little bit more sense.
So the head coach, Rod Barnes, during the offseason had hired a temporary assistant coach by the name of Kevin Mays. He had played at Bakersfield. He had worked in the athletic department as well, dabbled in a pro career. Hired him, $3,000 a month. This is not, big-time college basketball, working with the team. And then all of a sudden, Coach Barnes gets an anonymous email on August 29th.
Wow.
That says, your new assistant coach, Kevin Mays, he's a pimp. He is trafficking young women, including this girl in particular. And it said in all caps, fix it or the whole staff will fall. First warning and final warning.
Wow.
Now, I don't know who this anonymous tipster was. Is it like the dad of the girl? Whatever it was. I can only imagine that Coach Barnes' heart stopped for a moment. And then he did what we probably all would end up doing in this situation. He forwarded it to HR.
Yeah. Just pass the buck.
I don't know what to do about this.
Correct.
We hired this guy. We did a background check. Nothing came up.
Yeah.
But Mays, who would eventually be charged, is now facing a hefty rap sheet. Whoa. 11 criminal and misdemeanor charges, including felonies such as pimping, possession of automatic firearms, high-capacity magazines, possession of methamphetamine and marijuana with intent to sell. Separate charges cited him for possession of more than 600 images of youth or child porn.
Fantastic.
And distribution of obscene matter involving someone under 18 years old.
Fantastic.
Probably trafficking, 16, 17-year-old girls.
Oh, my God.
Fantastic.
And
at least they got him, dude.
I guess so. But, man, this has all been just kind of percolating at Cal State Bakersfield for the last few months.
There's distractions
during the basketball
and then there's
season.
Distractions for your basketball team. And I'm just glad they got him. Whoever that anonymous tipster was a hero.
Yeah.
Because, again, the trafficking is awful. It's horrible. What was found on his phone also equally horrible. So under the jail, I think, is probably a good spot for Mr. Mays at this point.
I thought it was pretty bad when 16-year-old Paul had a new high school basketball assistant coach who tried to sell me and my friends fake Jordans out of his car on our way into practice. I thought that was pretty bad. This one's worse.
That is
How about a Rolex? You want a Rolex?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I see you guys like Jordans. You guys want to check these out? We're like, okay. Like, he's our coach. He's one of our coaches.
Yeah.
We trusted him. Walk over and he pulls a box out of the trunk, and then I go, my guy, those are fake. He goes, what do you mean?
Air Jordans.
Look at the logo. Anything look different? It's totally backwards. It was
backwards logo.
The jump man, totally backwards. They were clearly fakes. And he's like, I'm gonna have to look into those.
Put the logo the right way anyway. I mean, it's not like you're getting away with it. Oh no, these are legit.
Yeah,
we just turned the logo around.
But it might have been harder to tell at that point. It was very easy to tell.
I bought a fake tag watch in New York, but I knew it was fake because it was like $10 on the street, but it had the logo was still the same, and it felt heavy. And a couple days later, that tag logo just slides down the watch face down to the bottom near the 6. You're like, oh, all right, now I get it. Little different craftsmanship there on Canal Street in NYC.
I went and bought the makeup at the mall yesterday.
Yeah,
and I walked by the Rolex store.
Oh, did you take a look?
I looked in the window.
Some nice watches.
I thought about going in. Do you have anything for under like $70?
Yeah, 70. Maybe a consignment.
I've got a budget I want to keep too.
Yeah, they look pretty sharp.
Looking for Woodsy's Christmas present.
Just buy me baseball cards now. That's where I'm at this point.
I'll get the wrong ones. They'll be like
Yeah.
Just no chance that I'm going to get what you want.
No, there's absolutely no chance. I don't watch a ton of NBA anymore, but guy that's jumped off the page to me the last few years, he makes me laugh every time I see him, is Dylan Brooks. Remember, he did the interview in the spandex shirt, and it's just skin tight, and he's just hysterical to me. He does the funniest interviews, and he got in trouble, Benny, in Scottsdale. Got a DUI early this morning. He's already been released at 3:20. Now he plays for the Suns. He banged up his hand, so he's kind of on the injured reserve right now, just waiting to come back. And apparently went out, tied one on, and they got him in Scottsdale, as they will do in Scottsdale. And he is bonded himself out of jail. But he is DUI. There he is. Look at that. Tucked in spandex tank top into jeans. Just one of the funniest dudes I've ever seen. It lays me out. So he's in trouble.
Finally, a little, hey, why not some more basketball for Do This?
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
Quite the comeback story. You remember last postseason in the Eastern Conference Final, Celtics-Knicks, when Jason Tatum goes down with a right Achilles tendon tear in Game 4. I mean, like the tears, it was sad. It was depressing. But in what turned out to be a smart decision, he had the surgery like the next day.
Yeah.
Knowing, okay, my season's over, the playoffs are over, but the faster I get this done, the quicker I can start rehab. It's usually about a year. They had targeted April 1st at some point for his return, but he's been working ahead of schedule, and everyone was surprised yesterday when Shams Charania reported, and it turns out Jason Tatum will make his 2025-2026 NBA season debut tonight against the Dallas Mavericks at the TD Garden, joining a team that no one thought they might not even be playoff contenders without him. They are right now near the top of the Eastern Conference. And with Tatum coming back, they are looking very much like could be title contenders. Now, how quickly can he get back into the rotation? How many minutes does he got? Getting back this early, though, and having a couple of months before the playoffs could be very beneficial in terms of rhythm and getting him worked in with different rotations and stuff. So Boston, all of a sudden, with Jason Tatum back, looking like a very different team the rest of the season.
A couple of months of the regular season and then a couple of months of the playoffs until they actually matter, and then you should be good.
You could have put a gun to my head and said, who's in the lead in the Eastern Conference? And I would have not have said the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
Really monster year, 45-16 for that squad.
Yeah, they had a crazy
two huge turnarounds, the Pistons, and then the team that beat them last night, the San Antonio Spurs, who are second in the Western Conference this year and closing in on Oklahoma City. It looked like they were not ever going to lose a game, but San Antonio's threatening to take over the number 1 seed in the Western Conference with Wemby and that team that has played so well this year. So got some good stories in the NBA. We won't probably pay much attention until they really get closer to playoff time, but getting closer now. We're post All-Star break and got a couple months left in the regular season.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a while.
And that is Don't and Do This for a Friday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Got a lot to talk about with Darren Smith coming up in our next segment. Obviously, SDFC, their match tomorrow against Sporting KC. Padres talk as well. Darren's had some good Padres takes lately.
He has
on his various different podcasts and places that he appears. So we can discuss those with him coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's number 1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
First road test coming up for SDFC tomorrow at Sporting KC. We'll discuss soccer, we'll talk baseball, and much more. Darren Smith is standing by. He will join us right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Got a vehicle fire blocking the two right lanes on southbound 15 before Adams Avenue. Also watch out for some debris in middle lanes on eastbound King Freeway just before College. Also traffic alert on the coastline, northbound 5 before Mission Avenue. Collision over the right shoulder. Looks like they may have one of the off-ramps in the area closed. So just watch out for a little confusion there. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Let's go out to our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking, it is better, where we are joined by SDFC broadcaster Darren Smith. You can also hear his baseball Padres takes on the Friar Territory Podcast Network. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning. I appreciated the tease before the bottom of the hour break that I've had some hot takes on the various platforms.
Just the hottest of hot takes.
I actually, I said earlier.
Yes, I said Woods told me you had some hot takes.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
see,
hot
you're painting me with the wrong brush. This is not true at all. I said Darren has some really good takes on Jerks and Profar. Nothing hot about it.
Isn't a good take a hot take, or does a hot take have to be?
No.
Tepid take?
No, not tepid, not hot.
No temperature.
Just good take, like good, solid Darren Smith takes. Darren's not a hot take.
I saw
guy.
one of them got picked up by Sports Illustrated.
It's creepy when that happens, right? Like I asked Fernando a question, Darren, at spring training, and I said, hey, we've noticed the last few years, you spend a lot of time on your backside, right? And like they're throwing at your chin and your hands all the time. How do you reconcile that? That's the book on you. All sorts of people picked this thing up. It went crazy viral. And I'm like, now at this point, I'm like, well, why didn't I get paid for that? You know what I mean? Like I get mad that people are
thank
aggregating.
you, aggregator community.
Thanks so much. Thank you, aggregators, for taking our content, but it doesn't keep me up at night. But no, I liked what you had to say about Profar. Like I thought it was really honest, and you're like, I absolutely loved covering.
I don't know what he said. I missed it. So Darren, can you let the rest of us know what you said about?
I don't really remember it either.
Woods, why don't you do it?
I'll just do it.
I probably said something along the lines of, "Listen, I think that for Padre fans, it was sort of two sides of the same coin. People loved it when he was here. Especially second time through. He brought a ton of energy. Teammates really responded to him. He was in the middle of a lot of good things that the Padres were involved with, whether it was the postseason or regular season. And then there's also the other side of, that happened someplace else. So, it sucks that it happened to him, and it sucks for the team that's paying him, like the Atlanta Braves, that was relying on him. But I don't think it takes away from any of the, at least not for me, speaking only for myself, it doesn't take away from the memories that Jurickson and Profar left here and the impact that I thought he had on the clubhouse and on the organization.
Yeah, that was it. And you talked about how he was one of your favorite players to cover while he was here. Yeah. And I think everybody can that's covered him can agree with that. The news that keeps coming out is just like worse and worse every day. Apparently, got the news when he was in the locker room, I guess, or around his team Netherlands, and just Irish goodbye to everybody. He pulled a Woods on him and just walked out the door, phone in hand and out, and didn't address anybody, didn't talk to Andrew Jones or Xander Bogaerts or anybody else that was in there, and just split, which is just
and that's the thing. It's like it's a terrible situation, and nobody wants to sound like you're endorsing this conduct, right? But we've seen other players come through the other side of this sort of stuff as well, including players that ended up playing for the Padres. But you guys, like, it's not like he was like pimping people out, right?
Correct. Like that basketball coach.
Yeah. I mean, I can live with this level of mistake. Yeah. I don't know that it necessarily. Now, some could disagree and say that it does speak exactly to his character. Sure. I don't necessarily believe that, but if that's the way people feel, then that's the way they feel. I don't. I can live with this level of mistake, and certainly it doesn't taint at all the memories that I have of Jurickson and Profar when he was here, because those were really positive and those were fun teams, and he was right in the middle of it all.
Well, here's a question then for someone who's a thoughtful guy. Can a Major League Baseball player ever get past a PED suspension? Yes. I saw a post the other day going, Fernando Tatis Jr., really good player, but pre-PED, 943 OPS, X number of home runs. Post-PED, only like 809 OPS. It's, not the same player anymore. Will those numbers continue to be pointed out for the rest of his career because of the PED suspension?
Probably.
Yeah.
And it's fair. I mean, you could also, now there's the the other part of that conversation is it's also the post-surgery Fernando, right? So, is it different because of the surgery? Is it different because of the suspension? And who really knows the answer to that? Who can say? But I mean, I do. I don't know that Fernando, maybe he's lost a tick in terms of popularity here locally. Maybe people are not as they won't be as forgiving or tolerant or whatever with him if he goes into slumps than they would have been from 2019, 2020, 2021. But I think he's come through it okay, and I think plenty of players do. I mean, there's plenty of players who get popped for this sort of stuff. Now, baseball is different. Football, these guys don't care. They don't care.
Not even a little.
Antonio Gates, he goes right into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
right?
like didn't even think twice.
Deal.
Logan Webb.
Yeah, it's almost like you're supposed to do that in that league.
Logan Webb.
This league's different. So, I don't. Me personally, again, I only speak for myself here. I don't really. That stuff doesn't bother you. Make a mistake. But what if
Tatis hit 58 home runs this year? I think everyone was, did he find something new to take?
He gets tested more than anybody now.
Course, but still, people will still talk, though. Even if he plays well.
They're always going to talk.
People always talk.
That's the thing. That's why I asked the question.
All the time.
Can you ever totally get past
it? Dude, Logan Webb will be pitching for Team USA. He got popped. No one ever he literally got popped for performance-enhancing drugs. No one ever thinks twice about it, right? Like, it's different. It's different.
Yeah, wasn't when Nelson Cruz got here? Wasn't he a guy that got
Yeah, he'd gotten popped and still commanded the respect of everybody.
Bartolo Colon was like this cult figure.
Manny Ramirez
got popped. So
yeah, Manny Ramirez celebrated at Dodger Stadium, throwing out the first pitch. Like he got fully popped, right? So I think guys can come through it.
It's going to be hard for anybody, even a Fernando Tatis Jr. to come back from one profar, a guy like him with not as much star power and now 2 suspensions. It's nearly impossible.
Totally different level. But did it look like it bothered anybody in the Dominican Republic the other day?
No, not even a little. No.
Not even did anybody have any mixed emotions watching Fernando celebrating on the field? No, not at all.
Not even a little.
Nobody's like, well, hold on a second. I'm not so sure about this. I feel conflicted. Nobody cared. They just move on.
All right, Darren, let's talk about the San Diego Padres. Clearly, they've fixed all their offensive issues based on yesterday's 27-run Cactus
problems.
League output, so we are good to go. Actually, I'm more curious about your thoughts on Walker Buehler and if you think he is on track to perhaps win that 5th starter's job.
Yeah, I dig it, having not seen it at all, just in terms of the idea, the concept, and some of the things that you hear from Peoria. It seems to me like at least for the start of the season, he would be the guy. But that's also, you're not quite sure health-wise what's going on with the other candidates for that position. So I like the idea of it. A 2-time Tommy John surgery player. The track record there, not always great. But, in terms of finding a place where you could be successful with a pitching coach and organization and not having to rely a ton, right, back of the rotation, off days, all that sort of stuff. I like the idea of Walker Buehler if he's got a little bit left in the tank. He's a guy that's done it recently. He was just in the World Series a couple of years ago. I love the meme that was floating around of him pitching to Alex Verdugo.
Yes.
Now that both these guys are in the Padres organization.
It's incredible, man.
They were facing each other in the World Series back in 2024. But yeah, again, like having not charted it or seen it or just in the conceptual conversation of it all, yeah, why not see if Walker Buehler's still got a little left? It's not like you're asking the guy to go out there and pitch 30 times for you this regular season. You're asking him to get you to a certain point, and if he has something left, I'm all for it.
Yeah, 100%, man. We've come a long way since the day that they signed him, and I think we had to adjust our feelings because when they got him, I'm like, oh, he's washed. There's no way. Like they got other guys. Now you're like, man, this guy literally may be our best option in the 5 right now, at least to start the season. D. Smith, let's pivot a little bit to SDFC. Very excited about the game tomorrow, Sporting KC. Darren and I have a new bit where we just send each other Mikey Varas speeches all week long, talking about our great love for the coach. And the result's not going to be good enough for Mikey Varas. Like going out and getting a draw in Sporting KC, it's not going to be good enough. They're not that great of a team, and they're going to want to go out and assert their dominance once again.
Yeah, it's a tricky game though, because you're coming off the emotional high of playing back-to-back at home. And Paul went to that game on Sunday, so he saw a good one as well. But you're coming off the emotional high of, hey, we're playing really, really well out of the gates at Snapdragon Stadium. 5 goals against Montreal. Another clean sheet, 2 goals, exciting, good build-up play, all that. Played really, really well. But on the Wednesday of next week, you have the second leg of CONCACAF Champions Cup. So you have the Toluca matchup at Snapdragon Stadium. And you're like, yeah, we're going to this Kansas City team. They lost the most games in MLS last year. We've had 10 goal scorers. They've only had 1. Wow. Kind of like it's a mental test. Like you should be able to just shred them. Should be. But as you know, like playing away where SDFC was really, really good last year, 12 wins on the road, best in MLS, that was their bread and butter. That's how they got to where they were ultimately in the Western Conference. But it is one of those where you're like, yeah, there's nothing all that exciting about Kansas City. This is a team in transition. They have 1 star, they have a couple spare pieces, and they have a lot of young players, and they're expecting more players to come this summer. So, there's nothing really there that you get excited about. You're like, oh, man, this is going to be, you're like, oh, well, anyhow, Toluca's on the other side of this, and isn't that going to be exciting? So classic trap game, caught in the middle and a mental test for sure. I was around it yesterday. They all seemed to be dialed in. Everybody was trying to ask him questions about Toluca, and they were deferring back to the Sporting Kansas City game. So heads in the right space. You never know. They are professionals. Like I said, they have 1 really, really good player, Jovic, but other than that, I mean, this should be 3 points. It should be, but it's easy to sit here and say that in the morning than it is to go do it.
Talking to Darren Smith here on 97.3 The Fan. So beyond the danger of overlooking an opponent or looking ahead, which, I'm not too worried about with Mikey Varas, what about the strategy element of not playing all your players to keep guys fresh? We just got the Leagues Cup schedule. This is going to happen later in the year as well. SDFC is going to Club America. The Cholos are coming to Snapdragon Stadium for midweek games. How much do you maybe limit minutes for a guy? I know Anders Dreyer seems to have a motor that never ends at all and wants to be out there every second, but is there a strategy element to it? Like, we can beat Sporting KC without maybe all of our top guys. Let's save their legs a little bit for Toluca, or does Mikey just not play that game at all?
Playing with fire.
Yeah, I asked that just recording for the pregame show, and he said we have a room of analysts, right? Like research and development analysts, just the way every team does. The Padres do. Those guys are looking. It's what's the term they use in this sport? Fixture congestion. You have 4 games in 12 days. Fixture congestion. Ooh, so you go Kansas City, Toluca, FC Dallas away next week, and then at Toluca the following week. So it's 4 games in 12 days, I think it is. And I said, are you looking at this as 1 game, or are you looking at this as 4 games in 12 days? He goes, we have a room that is analyzing all of that stuff, and they will monitor us from the practice field to the games, and they will tell us exactly where our players are and what they notice in terms of how their bodies are functioning, et cetera. That stays in that room. That doesn't affect us. That has nothing to do with us. I will talk to them, and I will, we will make decisions accordingly. So I think the long and short of it is, he's saying, hey, we're just going to do what we normally would do to go out there and play against Sporting KC. One interesting note, like a player like Anibal Godoy, who's a starter in the midfield, he's going to be suspended for the first game against Toluca because he picked up 2 yellow cards against Pumas. So do you give him a little bit extra? Like, can you let him go a little bit longer than you might if you knew? Yeah, I think you probably might see something like that, right? Like that's something where you go, well, listen, Anibal under circumstances where he was eligible, we'd only let him play 70 minutes so we could save him for Toluca with 4 days rest. But now you're like, yeah, whatever. He can play 90, even at his relatively advanced age. So, I think there are little things like that you'd be on the lookout for. But, you put this game in the bag, and I think you start going to the subs and you start getting as many players in there as possible. And we'll probably see the debut of Lewis Morgan this week, which I'm pretty excited for. Player that was brought in from Red Bulls, who's a goal scorer, proven goal scorer in this league. It's an opportunity to, as Mikey always says, we want to have a bigger squad. We want to have a bigger roster. So it was interesting to hear him say that. Like, I just think his focus is let's get through Kansas City, and Toluca will take care of itself.
Talking to D. Smith, Darren Smith here on Ben and Woods this morning. One of the most interesting parts about this team for me is the they talked about on the broadcast the keeper's room, the goalkeeper's room, right? I mean, you got 3 really good players. Duran Free is a young kid, but he's got for 2 clean sheets in a row. Yeah. You've got Cisniega, you got CJ Dos Santos, who was so excellent last year. Is it like an open competition, or are they just going to ride the hot hand here until everybody, what do you do there with that many good goalkeepers?
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know if it's a great problem to have, right? Isn't that the phrase that we're all supposed to use? I keep thinking about this as well, because Pablo played so well in that second game at Pumas. He had 8 saves in that game, and then he had to miss the MLS opener because he was suspended, right? So, you go to Duran, and Duran had back-to-back shutouts, back-to-back clean sheets. Did he have a ton to do in those games? Probably not. I'm not taking that away from him. But to your point, Woodsy, that's how Mikey thinks. Mikey doesn't like just moving guys in and out for the sake of doing that. Right. He thinks if things are going well, he likes sticking with it. So, if you're like, hey, I want to get back to Pablo because I think Pablo would be handling the Toluca game. Well, do you just want to get him out there this weekend, or do you want to go back to Duran? And then if you're going back to Duran, is Pablo like, well, hey, listen, I need some game action. I really, truly, I am fascinated to know what goalkeeper he rolls out there, because as much as you're focused on the one game at a time, I do think that there is something to what it is that you're going to want to do midweek that applies to tomorrow's game. So, he didn't divulge it to me. I'm just guessing that it's going to be Pablo, because if you want Pablo against Toluca, I think you probably got to get him in there tomorrow. But, now what happens if Pablo goes back out there and, you allow a couple goals? It's like,
yeah. I overthought this thing, man. It's the worst.
Right. And geez, I was going so well. What did I do here?
Is CJ still hurt?
Yeah, I think CJ is probably, firmly at the number 3 at this point.
Yeah.
I think physically, you can see him. He's out there. He was on the roster last couple of weeks, but I think what Mikey has said, he's just not. That was a really violent collision in Portland, and physically it takes a while to get back with the fractures in the face, and I think psychologically there's been. They got to get him in the right frame of mind, to the point where what you're asking a goalkeeper to be is fearless when you're diving, like where we saw Duran Farid diving around, and there's all sorts of chaos happening in the box. And I think that's probably the part that they're working on with CJ right now, because it was, it was pretty traumatic, not just physically, but I think mentally as well. But I think he'll be back. That'll be a good day for our SDFC.
With Cisniega, it's like Wally Pipp, but if Wally Pipp had gotten a contract extension, right as they put Lou Gehrig into the game. Why do they call them fixtures and not like language is a weird thing. I think of a fixture as like the lighting above my sink in the bathroom, not an actual sporting event. But yeah, in soccer, I look at ESPN and I go, oh, here's the list of fixtures for SDFC.
There's your fixtures,
coming up.
Yeah.
Well, like that.
It's just this woke. Yeah, I'm sure.
Different. Yeah, for sure. I like
just
it.
Woke nonsense.
Yeah, just nonsense.
I don't get it. All right, Darren, great stuff. As always, have a good broadcast tomorrow.
Thank you.
You on the broadcast tomorrow
thank you.
remotely? How does it work? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be in the studio.
Okay, that's fine.
Whatever. Kansas City.
You're not missing much. It's fine.
I don't mind it. I won't mind being home at 8 o'clock.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Darren.
Brother. Appreciate it.
Darren Smith on our SDCCU fan hotline with great insight. As always, we got to take a quick timeout. Top of the hour, we will come back in our 8 o'clock hour, take on Woods. We'll head out to Peoria for spring training, Sammy, and more. Still a lot to get to on Friday edition of Ben and Woods. Stick around on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
yeah. Halfway home on a Friday, Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan. Fired up in here this morning. Again, total lie. Total lie. Right from my mouth. Fake enthusiasm. Tired. Super tired.
It's not going to get any better this weekend.
It's not going to get any better this weekend at all. Super busy. I'm Woodsy at Paul Reindl. He's the executive producer of the program. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Yeah, congratulations, golfers. You got your hour back. All you parents out there, I'm with you. Good luck getting your kids down when it's, looks like it's noon.
Bring forward Sunday morning.
Oh, God.
Time changes.
Death. Absolutely. It's just death for parents. It's the worst.
It's definitely harder when you have younger children but they should sleep an hour later than they normally did.
Why? I'm at work.
All right. So again, hang on.
On Sunday morning, though.
Fine.
Spring forward, Sunday morning, you wake up, let's call it 7 a.m. It's going to feel like 6 a.m.
Yeah, it'll be darker. The sun won't come up until after 7 a.m.
All you daylight lovers,
morning.
This is for you guys. All of us vampires that love that it's pitch black at 6 p.m. This is the worst time of year for us. Morning radio show hosts, terrible time of year. You're even more tired than you normally are. But again, the parents, I feel for you because we are stringent at home. It is 7:30 on the dot. You guys are get your ass back there, brush your teeth, get in bed. We can cuddle for a bit. But they're at 7:30 now. It's going to look like it does outside right now.
We have had this argument for years. You hate the time change. You hate daylight saving.
Hate it.
I always contend that I'd rather have that hour of daylight later in the day than earlier in the day. I can't do anything with it from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m.
I can't either.
But I could possibly do something with it from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. when it's still light out.
Yeah, for me,
that's what I like about daylight saving. I shift that hour from a pointless, oh great, it's a little lighter in the morning to, hey, it's the afternoon. We can do fun things outside for a little bit longer than we could.
What kind of fun things, excluding golf, do you like to do outside?
I like golf, but other people like other things.
Golf. No, you.
I mean, mine in particular tends to be golf. I hate trying to chase and finish around before it gets
terrible.
dark.
Golfers are elated today.
Yeah.
They can get that. They can take that 2:30 tee time, 3:30 tee time. You're like, I actually got a decent shot of getting through this today. I can't stand it. I mean, somebody just said, this is our first real spring forward with our 18-month-old. I'm not looking forward to it. It is tough. It is tough on parents, especially if we do not have a loosey-goosey attitude in our home as it pertains to bedtime. We just don't. It's standard. That my kids try to work the system. We went to Texas last weekend. Bo's like, means we can go to bed at 9:30 or 10 here since it's only 7:30 or 8 back home. I go, absolutely not. You're going to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock here. Well, it's only 6 o'clock at home. I go, sucks to suck. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Get your ass in bed.
I got baseball cards open.
I got baseball cards to go through.
It's a yearly debate, and it seems like most people fall on the side of, why don't we just do daylight saving time, do it. Let's never go on. But I have come to the realization, and this is going to put me clearly in the minority, that I think we do it right with the time changes. And here's why. In the winter, I don't want it dark until 8:30 in the morning and having kids walk to school in the pitch dark. It needs to be light enough after like 7 a.m. when you get up and you're starting your day. But we need to the trade-off is we do need to put the clocks back at some point at the end of summer. But then once it starts getting light in the morning, I don't need it to be light at 4:30 a.m., in the summer and then getting dark at 5:30 p.m. It makes sense to shift it back. So it's starting to get light at 5:30, 5:45, and it stays light until, 7 to 8 p.m. in the summer. It actually, someone way back when they invented daylight saving
didn't
time,
have kids. They did not have children.
What they were doing.
No,
and
they had no children.
It is actually the right way to go about things.
They had no children.
As inconvenient as it is twice a year to have to reset your clock and reset your body clock.
Nothing inconvenient about it. Nothing inconvenient. your phone switches for you.
My microwave does not. My oven does not.
Maybe your car doesn't. I don't know.
My car does not. But I don't care because I think it is actually the most effective way to go about the management of time.
Yeah, I think, listen, to each their own, certainly. But in our house, it's a day I dread. I dread it every single year because it's just so, Monday after school. Oh, yeah, you guys will have an extra hour of daylight, baseball practice or whatever. But when we get home, it's still light out. You get out of the shower, get you in your PJs, and you look outside, and it looks like it's noon. And I'm like, no. Time to get in bed and read a book.
All right. Daniel says December 21st sunrise at 6:47 a.m. You're just wrong. Okay, that would mean that if we didn't change the clocks, it would be 7:47 when the sun is coming up. So it would be dark at 7:15, 7:30. And if you were anywhere north, like San Francisco, somewhere north, it would be dark until like 8:30, 9 in the morning if we didn't change the clocks. We're very south in terms of being in the United States, which helps out a little bit. But I mean, what time do your kids leave for school in the morning?
Hannah gets them out the door, I think, by 8:15.
All right, so it would be light for them. But I know I went to school when it started at 7:15. So if they didn't turn the clocks forward, I would have been going to school in the pitch dark in the winter if they didn't change the clocks. I'd go 6:45. I'd leave for school.
Yeah,
the sun would still be an hour away from coming up.
I think a lot of places in the country do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Regardless
Absolutely.
of what time, daylight savings or not.
Hate it. I hate it.
During those winter months, it's dark in the morning.
Is this the time
you're in Seattle? We were in Seattle growing up.
It's dark all the time.
It's
dark and rainy.
The least amount of, other than Alaska, least amount of daylight you're going to get.
I didn't remember it really until we went to Philadelphia because Philly, like on the latitude side, like it's close to where Seattle is across the map. And growing up, like in the summer, bro, that sun stayed out until 9:30 at night. You were able to play with your friends. Like
crazy.
You could go play all day.
I loved it when I was a kid.
Have dinner and go back out for like 5 or 6 more hours. It was outstanding.
I hate it. I just dread it every year.
I remember walking around Philly in the summer. It was like 9 o'clock at night and the sun was still completely out.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is weird.
This is pretty weird.
So Outfield Grass says daylight saving time was for farming, which I have heard before as well, but I've never understood that. Farmers get up at sunrise when the roosters go, and they go, they're done when the sun is down. They can't do anything, but you don't change the number of daylight hours in the day by shifting it. You're always going to have the same amount of daylight in a day. And what do they even care? Do they wear a watch around the farm?
Don't they get up
they get up when the sun rises, they go to bed when the sun sets. They would care least about what the actual time is because their entire day revolves around when it's light out. So I just never understood why it would matter to farmers.
From all your farming experience.
I don't have any farming experience, but
when you grew up, I should call my wife who grew up on a farm and ask her what it was like.
An Encinitas farm.
The Encinitas
How
farm.
was her life impacted by daylight savings time?
Yeah, it's not my favorite. We'll get through it. We will get through it. Just fun to talk about every single year, complain and lament and talk to the other fellow parents that are already going, Monday after school, when it's 7:30, the kid's like, my friends are outside. I'm playing right now. You're like, okay, cool. We'll just do bath time at 8.
It's your problem that you want to put your kids to bed at 7 o'clock at night.
Little kids need structure and discipline. That's one thing I've learned as a parent. They actually crave it. They need it. If they don't have it, that's when things go sideways. I'm going to make sure they get it in my house. So I can't. Bo's like, oh, my friend so-and-so, he stays up till 9:30. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Just go live at his house. We don't do it. We're diligent about it, and it's important. I think structure for kids is massively important.
I'm just saying you could structure yourself back an hour both ways. What time do your kids get up in the morning?
They get up early.
Yeah.
They're early risers. Our whole family is, man. We might as well be farmers. Like we're up. Everyone's up at 5:36.
You're up too early for farming most days.
I know. Charles says I'm no fun. I mean, I am. I'm pretty fun dad, but not when it comes to that stuff, man. Like I'm pretty hardcore about it. So is my wife. So we're on the same page. Like I couldn't even imagine at 9:30 my kids are up watching TV or something. I can't wrap my head around it.
So
now I know we'll get there. I know that we're going to get there at some point. My kids will be staying up later than their mom and dad do. I know that it's coming. But for now, when they're little, no chance.
Purple trying to do some education here. Daylight savings time first implemented in the U.S. with the Standard Time Act of 1918, a wartime measure for 7 months during World War I in the interest of adding more daylight hours to conserve energy resources. Now, you can't add daylight hours, but if more people use energy at like 6 or 7 p.m. when the sun goes down than they would in the morning, then you can save some energy by shifting it that way for sure.
My house is a bit militant. I will give you that. It's a bit militant. It's just fine. Yeah. That Jay-Z says, oh, cool. Someone else Ben's-plaining to Ben.
I like that.
Daylight saving time is what they call it.
It's not saving.
Daylight
it's
saving. Yeah. Which doesn't make any sense, I guess.
Daylight savings wouldn't.
But
make
for
any
you,
sense.
like you in particular, what do you care? You're going from one job to the
Fair.
next. I mean, and when we're in here at 6 a.m., it's pitch black out, which is always weird, right?
I go to work in the dark. I come home in the dark.
That's exactly right.
Every
Why
day.
would
It doesn't
you
really
even
matter
care?
most of the time.
Why would you care at all?
It's more of a theoretical exercise for me.
Ben
Like,
looking out
if
the
I
window
had
of
a-
his second job going,
If I had a normal life, it would be nice to go home and have some daylight at the end of it. I don't, so it doesn't really apply. But
hey, do you want to go outside and have a catch with me in the parking lot of Channel 10? Yeah, it's
the irony is I'm playing golf on Sunday morning with our friend Steve Sugimoto.
Oh, nice. Give him my love.
At Encinitas Ranch, and we're getting out early at 6:54. It's going to be very dark when we tee off
pitch black.
because of the daylight saving switch.
You did not think this one through, my friend. You did not. We'll see how much you like it then.
Dang it.
But my heart is with you, parents. My heart is always with you. I know how difficult it is, and it's just about to get a lot worse in the next 72 hours.
All right, we need a contestant for our last game of the week of Take on Woods, your final chance to qualify to win tickets to the Field of Dreams Festival at Petco Park on June 13th, featuring Slightly Stupid, Sublime, and more. If you want to call right now, 833-288-0973. It's our music, TV, or movie trivia. Your choice, head-to-head against Woods, 5 questions, 1 minute. We'll get to that coming up, and then we'll go out to spring training. Sammy, who is... he's just relaxing this morning because the Padres don't play until 5, so no one's showing up early.
Oh,
is he just? Oh,
yeah, he's going to be. He's going to be at his.
We'll be at home.
He's going to be at his
Airbnb.
Airbnb. We get to look inside of Sammy's Airbnb. Little peek behind the curtain. I know he doesn't have Eco Water SoCal there. That's one thing that I couldn't. Be hard for me to leave to go to Arizona for a month or so because I would be without my Eco Water SoCal. We've got it here though, and as I said, militant household. Like it's what we drink. What we drink. It's what my kids have grown up on. They've had the system for a few years now. It's been spectacular. First thing we do when we wake up is we pound some Eco Water every single morning, a tall glass of liquid clarity, a deep soak for your system. You guys and your family, they deserve the best as well. Eco Water SoCal brings the soft life right to your kitchen sink with mineral-rich alkaline water, balances your pH, fuels your body with filtered luxury. And guys, by the way, just happens to be the best tasting water that you will have. And if you tell me that you can't tell the difference after a while, I won't believe you because you absolutely can. Everyone that's tried it, Paulie tried it. He said, man, it's elite water. They come out, they've brought it up here before. We've got it here at the station. So give it a shot for yourself.
We have it at the station. I make sure I fill up
every day.
Single time before I leave.
There's a line.
So I can bring some back home.
Every single time. 760-350-3338, 760-350-3338, or go to ecowatersocal.com. Let them know Woods sent you. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keep it soft since 1925.
right, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort. Now open.
What do you got this weekend? Coaching, more coaching, and then a little more coaching. Busy with the kids.
Am I on? Live on the radio?
You're on live, yeah.
Got a flag football game tonight. We've got a...
that season not over? I thought you already won the championship in the rings.
We did, and now the new season starts tonight.
Wow.
It's quite the money maker.
Wow.
It's quite the money maker. Flag football game tonight, game 1. And then we have Little League picture day for Taylor and Bo, and then a game for Bo tomorrow. They're our first game for the Nationals for minor B. And excited about that. Obviously, coach that team. Sunday, I'm actually going to play some baseball again, get back on the diamond with my new team, the Clippers, the San Diego Clippers down in playing down south this year. As you guys know, I don't know if
there's already a San Diego Clippers.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
we're different. We've been around longer, actually.
Okay.
They've been around longer.
That's true. They've only been around a couple of years.
But I disbanded the Tier 1 team because it was just too hard to there's no way I was going to be able to manage 3 teams. And the priority has shifted to Little League and things like that. But this one is freed up. I'm back in the SDABL, and I'm playing – I'll be honest. Let me be completely honest because we can update this on Monday. I'm a little nervous, Ben. I'm playing in 18 AAA, which is the highest level it goes. I am 50 years old. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't. Guys are throwing.
I'm excited that you don't, but I do.
Now, we played in AA up north last year, and I hit fine. I mean, I hit like 400 last year as a 50-year-old, 49-year-old. I hit well. But man, you get a little older. Guys are humping it up there a little bit more. So that's going down on Sunday. We'll see how it goes.
Just quickly, and we've got Landon on the line to play you in a little take on Woods.
Okay.
Young Ben hated Little League picture day.
Oh, I hate it.
I wasn't the only one?
No.
Parents I can understand, but I hated that all the other Rugrats that I played with could not be contained into the picture. Like it should have been so simple in my mind. Like, sit still, let's get this done. But they would always be wandering around, and you could never get them. They had to do the little thing with they had the letters where they put your team on the like that black. You remember they put it in front of you and they'd change the letters each time. Oh, here's the Pirates, the 1986 Pirates. And they switch it out and then they put it in the next one and you'd line up, but it would take forever. And I hated just get this done. It should be so easy. And the other kids made it so difficult.
And we're in the day and age where like a parent could just snap a photo after a game, but no, we still got to go through the rigmarole and go out there and the whole line.
Photographer hired
They have
to do the whole thing.
Sample across all of them until you buy them.
Why
you know how it goes.
They still do this?
This is
makes no sense at all.
Little League is not caught up to the rest of the world yet. So
unbelievable. They still do just the regular old picture day.
Yeah. Straight up. I got 2 of them tomorrow. I got to do 2 different unis. I got to change the whole bit. Like it's going to be a little costume change in the middle.
All right, let's get to it. It is time to play our last game of the week. Let's take on Woods. Take on Woods, brought to you by Bay Alarm. Security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. And as I mentioned, we got Landon today. Good morning, Landon.
Hey, good morning, guys.
All right, here's what we've got for you. You'll choose between music, TV, or movies. 5 questions. And if you beat or tie Woods, we'll put you into the drawing for our weekly prize. Later today, Field of Dreams Festival tickets at Petco Park on June 13th, featuring Slightly Stupid, Sublime, and more. Get your own tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Here are your category choices now that Woods has left the room. We have music, Dropping the Needle, 5 influential, successful DJs. TV, Hanging with the Fam, 5 TV shows that include the word family in the title. And movies, new category today, Man of the Hour, 5 movies that have the word man in the title. So what would you like to play? Music, Dropping the Needle, TV, Hanging with the Fam, or movies, Man of the Hour, Landon?
Let's do movies.
Movies again. All right. You'll have 60 seconds to identify as many of the 5 movies with the word man in the title as you can. If you don't know one, you can pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. The first questions are 2-second clip. Paulie will play you the clip of the movie, and you need to identify it. You got the clip all set to go? All right. So let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Landon, you ready to play?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Man of the Hour is the category. Your time begins when Paul plays our 2-second clip. Good luck, Landon. Let's take on Woods.
I'm an excellent driver.
Yeah, that's good. Come on. Oh, wait a second. Where are you going?
13 minutes to Judge Wapner, the People's Court.
Oh. Pass.
Robert Downey Jr. first played the role of Tony Stark in which 2008 hit?
Iron Man.
Correct. Which 1999 biopic stars Jim Carrey as unconventional and troubled comedian Andy Kaufman?
Pass.
Leonardo DiCaprio plays both King Louis XIV and his imprisoned identical twin Philippe in which 1998 movie involving the aging 3 Musketeers?
Oh, man, I'm bad. Pass.
Scientist Sebastian Kane goes on a killing spree after taking a serum to become invisible in which 2000 horror flick starring Kevin Bacon?
Oh, man. Pass again.
All right, go back to our 2-second clip.
I'm an excellent driver.
Yeah, that's good. Come on.
Now we're out of time. That was Rain Man. Jim Carrey, Andy Kaufman, Man on the Moon. Man in the Iron Mask for Leo, and Hollow Man, Invisible. You got Iron Man. You're not going to win, I don't think, Landon, but we will bring Woodsy back in for the same 5 questions. Movies today, Woods.
Of course.
No category. 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays our 2-second clip. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Landon.
I'm an excellent driver.
Yeah, that's good. Come on.
Rain Man.
Correct. Robert Downey Jr. first played the role of Tony Stark in which 2008. Correct. Which 1999 biopic stars Jim Carrey as unconventional and troubled comedian Andy Kaufman?
That was what God. Oh, The Man in the Moon.
Correct. Leonardo DiCaprio plays both King Louis XIV and his imprisoned identical twin Philippe, in which 1998 movie involving the aging Three Musketeers.
Pass.
Scientist Sebastian Kane goes on a killing spree after taking a serum to become invisible, in which 2000 horror flick starring Kevin Bacon.
Hollow Man.
Correct. Leonardo DiCaprio plays both King Louis XIV and his imprisoned identical twin Philippe, in which 1998 movie involving the aging Three Musketeers.
The Taint Man.
No, but you got 4, which is a win.
Yes.
The one you didn't get was The Man in the Iron Mask.
Man in the Iron Mask. Okay, never saw it.
In the category Man of the Hour. Congratulations. Well played.
Thank you, sir. Got to ride Paulie's scooter while I was out there.
Did
So
you?
I didn't know you had your scooter.
Flying around.
Yeah, I
Brought it
didn't know
in
you had your
today?
scooter. I saw it. I go, ooh, I'm
Starting
going.
to get a little bit warmer.
Oh, I love that
Riding
scooter.
that
Your
thing around.
scooter is so much faster than mine at home. It's
fun.
so much faster.
Souped up scooter?
It is. How fast it go?
Like 17 miles an hour.
Okay, mine goes like 20. But yours feels more powerful. Are you sure it only goes 17?
Well, I'm going uphill, I guess, most of the time.
Yeah.
I'll pay attention going home where it's more downhill.
I love it.
But yeah, 17 to 20 miles an hour going uphill. Love it.
Would it be smart to have one that's souped up to like 40?
No.
Probably not.
No.
But I would do it.
And it's definitely not smart to let teenagers driving around on it
100%.
either.
Agreed. I liked zipping around the office on it, though. It was fun.
Let's take a quick time out. Sammy, I see he's already ready to go. When we come back, we will join Sammy from his Airbnb in Peoria, Arizona. He was there for 27 Padres runs yesterday at the Peoria Sports Complex. His neck's probably sore from watching all those balls snapping out of the yard. That is coming up next with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's going to hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Well, guests on Ben Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it is better. And we will be joined in just a moment by Sam Levit from Peoria, Arizona, getting ready for another weekend of Padres spring training baseball with a late game tonight against the Chicago Cubs right here on 97.3 The Fan from the Peoria Sports Complex. All of that right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Albertsons, Vons, and Pavilions. Got a few things going on here. One is a vehicle fire on South End 15 before Adams Avenue. Two right lanes are blocked. Also, a couple problems in the North County, northbound side of the 5 Coastline Harbor Drive exit blocked at this time. And a Surface Street accident blocking lanes west the Rancho Parkway at Del Dios Highway. Shop Vons and Albertsons for savings on family favorites right now. Jenny O 93% lean ground turkey, 16 ounces, is $4.99 with membership where applicable. Visit Vons or Albertsons.com for more deals and ways to save. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And joining us now, courtesy of David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit David P. Shapiro law.com is spring training Sammy. And this is kind of a momentous day, the first night game, or at least late afternoon, early evening game in spring training for your San Diego Padres, Sammy, which means you're not at the complex.
No, we get a little bit of a later start, which allowed me to go to the auto shop today and get my headlight fixed first thing this morning. And now I'm at a local Phoenix coffee shop. Shout out to Daydreamer Coffee. So very nice place here. So
wait, you're actually at the coffee shop?
I am.
Wow.
I'm doing my Airbnb. Not my Airbnb. My brain's not on. I'm doing my spot from the coffee shop. I have two very nice looking people across from me. I'm hopefully not bothering them too much.
I'm sure you are.
A live radio hit right now inside the coffee shop, but
bring them on.
Here we are.
Bring them on.
Yeah,
bring them on over.
They seem friendly enough.
All
They
right.
seem
Tell them if
friendly
they
enough.
want to be on the radio in San Diego. This is the show to do it. They're more than welcome.
You want to be on the radio
Yeah.
in San Diego?
Oh,
Come on
please,
over.
I would love to have them say hi.
I think they're good.
It's so easy until you're on the spot.
Yeah. Everybody
But-
can do it, right?
But you know what? I went to get my headlight fixed this morning, and it was very, very easy. I mean, they had me buy the part, and then they had a technician come out. I didn't even have to wait, and they came out and did it, and it kind of made me embarrassed because I was like, man, I should be able to do that. That was very, very easy.
You're on the right show.
Alas.
You're on the right show.
I
for
actually
that.
replaced my own headlamp at some point. It's
They can be tricky.
well, here's the tricky part that I learned. If you touch the bulb and leave any of your finger residue on it, that thing will explode.
Yes.
Because it gets so hot that any of the oil from your finger will cause the headlamp to completely crack and break.
So when you take it
out of the packaging, do not touch the glass part when you're putting it into the socket inside the
It's got to be
headlight.
done perfectly. It's not the most difficult thing to do. I've done it once or twice.
Even I did it, so it can't be that hard.
But you have to be very careful with it.
Yeah.
Well, I never knew that. I learned something new every day on this program. Just working with these manly men, Ben and Paul, change their own headlights. Sammy and I are willing to pay for that convenience. Sammy, listen,
the good thing was they actually made me pay for the bowl, but didn't make me pay for the service at all. I don't know that it was any more expensive. Yeah. I don't know that it was any more expensive than actually getting the bulb myself. But
you're
they did a good job.
You're getting roasted.
They say it's not right. It won't explode. That's what I was told, that it would burn out.
I was just told you always have
burn
to
out completely if you touched it.
You don't want to do that because it can.
Old wives' tale?
Maybe.
I don't know. Blow up.
Anyway, Sammy, you were.
Wait, what were they? I see Adam in the comments. He took his tie line to a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Listen, what Adam doesn't understand is whiling away the hours in Peoria. It's not the greatest place in the world to have a bunch of free time. It's just not. It's Peoria, Arizona. When you're not at the complex, it's actually kind of boring. Unless you like walking around malls and stuff. I mean, that's pretty much what there is to do out there. But you said, hey man, I'm back on the grind this week, gonna be getting to games.
Yes.
So you get back to that game yesterday. I texted Jesse Agler for the game time. It was 3:19, he said. And I said, woof. And he goes, if I was the Mariners broadcast, I'd be a little bit more annoyed. Kind of fun watching these guys just rip the ball all over the yard.
Yeah, it was a crazy game, 27 runs. There were 13 home runs combined. Now, credit to the Padres hitters. They did a nice job. The wind was absolutely whipping out. I mean, all day. So that was certainly a big part of it. But good to see the Padres get some balls in the air and have some good feelings. And Jackson go deep, and Jake Cronenworth go deep, and Freddie Fermin, and the list goes on and on. The real story, even in a game where they scored 27 runs, was certainly Walker Buehler, who came out of it well, used the nice pitch mix, and I thought had some really interesting comments after the game about how he's feeling. I mean, him admitting that his elbow only started not hurting about 4 weeks ago for a reason he can't explain is pretty remarkable. And it's been well documented, his injury history and his elbow issues and how much it's affected him. But it does make you wonder, okay, what is kind of the ceiling for Walker Buehler if he's feeling that good? And I think we continue to to see that he's going to be, if he's going to have success in the major leagues, a different kind of guy. This is not going to be a high fastball usage version of Walker Buehler, and I feel like he's in the perfect place with Ruben Niebla and his staff to find that new version of himself. But the velo was maybe a little bit lower than where he would have liked, but he came out of it well. He continues to say all the right things, and I would say all in all, yesterday was another good day for Walker Buehler. JP Sears pitched after. Again, I don't know how much to make out of the results and the home runs with the way the wind was blowing and what was happening. Tristan McKenzie, again, it was interesting. I talked to somebody after the game, and they really like Tristan McKenzie's velo and his stuff. But finding the plate is the issue right now. And I don't know that that's going to be an opportunity for him in the major leagues on the opening day roster. We'll see. But I do feel like they hope he's somebody that can help them at some point if they can dial him in command-wise, because I think the velo and the stuff they really like. It's about finding the plate, and we'll see how they can help Tristan McKenzie. So, yes, the runs were certainly kind of what popped off the page yesterday when he scored 27 of them, but certainly some pitching elements that were pretty interesting as well.
And, Sammy, do we know the plan for tonight's game, I should say?
Yeah, it will be German Marquez starting, and then it's going to be Marco Gonzalez after that, and then you'll have Morejon, Morgan, and Estrada, the other scheduled pitchers. So another big day for Marquez, and look, Gonzalez certainly in the mix too. So on the pitching side, that will be good to see, and it'll be a night game, which is always fun. It's a little change and gives you a more regular season feel, so that'll be fun, and should be, I would imagine, for anybody making the trip out to Arizona tonight, should be, I would imagine, a pretty good lineup with the guys that are still here.
Such an up and down day for Seung-Moon Song, who gets his first start at shortstop, hits his first home run, but then comes out of the game with the oblique. I know Craig Stammen said precautionary, but I don't see a world in which he doesn't at least miss a few days again to try to get a handle on it. And this is a bad time for that, because with all the players gone, this was a great chance for him to get experience at different positions, get a lot of at-bats. I'd imagine there's some frustration and disappointment there at the sports complex.
Yeah, it was a really up and down day. The swing he had off Castillo, and that was the first home run of the day. I mean, I know the wind was blowing out, but he got all of it.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a good example of the kind of pop that I think Song has. So that was great, especially against a guy like Castillo. And it wasn't like a 99-mile-per-hour pitch. I think it was like 94, 95. So that was good to see. But you're right, having him come out with the oblique issue, same oblique on his right side, not great. Now, we didn't get a ton of information after the game as to A, how severe it is, B, how it happened. Was it something that's kind of just been lingering and he came out, or was it something he actually did during that game and it was kind of a re-injury or a flare-up? And you guys know obliques can be really, really tricky, and we're now less than 3 weeks from opening day. So not a ton of information yet on the severity or the timeline or how serious it is. But I think when you have an oblique issue less than 3 weeks out from opening day, I would say at this current moment, it's got his status for opening day has to be a little in question. And of course, that then, parlays it into the conversation of, okay, you could have another bench spot open. Might not be the worst thing in the world if you can get another guy on the roster and wait for Song to get fully healthy, because maybe if this oblique issue is lingering, well, maybe it's something he's going to have to take care of before he can get all the way back. So it's still early in understanding what exactly the situation is with the oblique, but obviously not great at this time of year for Seung-Moon Song.
Sammy Levit on with Ben and Woods right now. Sammy, what about Alex Verdugo? Any other sightings since the initial one? I did see him taking some BP yesterday.
I saw that.
Swing looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him take live at bats. I've seen him be on the backfields in the other minor league activities. But aside from that, I don't quite honestly, Woodsy, have a whole lot. I haven't talked to him yet. Yeah. At some point, I'm going to. It's a little bit more difficult when you're on the minor league side, because I'm typically more towards the complex. You guys know how it works on the major
100%.
league side, and got to kind of follow the minor league schedule, and a lot of that stuff goes on in the early afternoon. So it's on my to-do list to try to get him on camera and talk to him a little bit. But as far as his on-field activities, he's on the minor league schedule. And again, he's in minor league camp. So I don't expect that you'll probably see or hear a ton from him, aside from maybe getting in a Cactus League game at some point, which I would assume would be a possibility. But at some point here in the next week or two, yeah, I'm going to try my best to ask him a few questions, get him on camera, and see what we can find out further from Alex Verdugo.
So you know his nickname, Ben?
Alex Verdugo?
Yeah.
Little Red? I don't know.
Little Red.
Well, don't people just call him Doogie?
Doogie. I was going to say, just call him by his nickname. Doogie. You got a second? I'm Sammy Levit from Padres flagship. Interested. Yeah. So, hey, career 272 hitter. Alex Verdugo. Could he help this baseball team?
Last couple of years.
Career numbers you got to take with a grain of salt.
Well, listen,
by the way, did you?
They've gone down, but that means they had to be up to come down as bad as he's been.
By the way, just a little side note. And I'm not trying to. What do we call it? Dodger love here.
Yes,
I'm not doing that.
Dodger
I promise.
loving.
But I did briefly go back, and I was just curious and watched the last out of the 24 World Series. You know who the final out was? It was Verdugo. So now Buehler and Verdugo are now Padres.
Wow.
That was actually the matchup. I forgot that, but he was a Yankee in 24.
If you would mind, over the weekend, if you could ask a couple of questions. With Germán Marquez pitching today, I'm curious. What's the contract status in terms of, does he have to make the roster? Can both him and Walker Buehler even make the team? Are there spots for everybody? I'm just wondering how they're going to work that out as we get closer to the end of spring training.
Ben, I had this exact conversation with somebody yesterday who did not know that information. And it is, I think, very important that we get clarity on that. I'm going to work on it. I know potentially some other reporters are working on it as well to understand exactly, what is his contract as far as, can he go down to the minor leagues, because it is a major league deal. Buehler's on a minor league deal. It's a really good question that I'm going to be honest, I don't have the answer to right now, but I think it's going to be really, really important if he ultimately, is not that fifth starter out of the blocks here. So, with Buehler, I believe he, based on his service time, he is, and again, both with Buehler and Marquez, I want to get clarity on that. It's on my to-do list. You're correct. It's going to be very, very important. And I think a number of us are kind of working on it right now to get full clarity.
I appreciate it, Sammy. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. We will talk to you again on Monday.
All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thanks, Sammy. Spring Training Sammy, presented by David P. Shapiro, Criminal Defense Attorneys. And I just asked that because you don't want to lose guys who could be good options for you during the season. But you can't really hide them in the bullpen. A lot of teams going to, well, we don't even have a long man anyway. The Padres have so many good bullpen arms. You don't want, starters who shouldn't be there just taking up empty roster spots. So it could end up being kind of a dilemma for AJ Preller as to how to make all this work when spring training comes to an end.
Yeah, if Josh Stein's walking around the complex, ask him. He probably knows the ins and outs of it better than anyone in that facility.
I feel like if I'm JP Sears, I'm looking like, I don't care how good I pitch.
It doesn't matter.
I have an option.
I'm going down.
They're sending me down because they have to keep someone else to avoid losing them at the end of spring training.
Yep.
All right, we got a Rhino report and a biggest fan announcement coming up next. Paul says audio heavy.
Oh, I love it.
And we're working in reverse.
Okay.
Tell you what that means when we come back next with Ben Woods on 97.3 The Fan. Final hour of Ben and Woods. Want to get to our Roundel report pretty quickly here, so let's start with our biggest fan contest announcement. If you hear your name called, you'll have 10 minutes to call us back at 833-288-0973 and be qualified for our grand prize, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game this season, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. And this morning's biggest fan here on the Ben and Woods program is Gina Zambelli from San Diego. Gina Zambelli, you are on the clock at 833-288-0973.
I know a Michael Zambelli. I wonder if they're married.
This is Gina.
All right. We'll wait your call.
Paulie, take it away.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Rindle Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Rindle Report with Paul Rindle.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Rindle Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Rod asked when the drawing ends again. We have no idea.
I don't know. Opening day.
I don't believe we've said when the drawing ends.
Going to go on
Goes forever.
until we're old and gray, I guess. Go ahead, Paul.
Time is an endless circle.
It sure is.
The biggest fan con. Someone will eventually win, we promise.
Yes.
We're just making sure. I wanted to make sure you got the biggest fan's name correct.
Yes.
Gina.
Gina
worked the diner all day.
That's right. Working for her man. She brings home her pay for love.
Yeah. All right, let's get started. We're going to go in reverse order. The non-sportsy story. The sports, we got some good audio for you coming up here. But we will start non-sports. I don't know where this fast food restaurant falls on your power rankings. I've got them quite high. Wendy's. Yes or no? Yay or nay?
I have not been to Wendy's in a long time. I respect the fact, I assume, they still have a baked potato.
They do.
Which I feel like is an underrated menu item.
In-N-Out's my favorite, but for the national, you can get it like literally anywhere. I think of Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, those types of places.
I'm going to say
I like Wendy's a lot.
I used to when I was a kid. It was my go-to, and it's fallen off.
They're crispy nuggets. Best in the game.
It's fallen off. It has.
Well, Wendy's is currently hiring a chief tasting officer. If you're looking for a side gig that requires you to eat and document your time with fast food, this might be the job for you. It pays $100,000 starting off. Yes. To be the CTO. Says here it's a temporary role, but Wendy's is looking for a chief tasting officer. You will help bring the vibes, taste, and creativity to the company in ways no one else can. Basically, you'll get paid to eat Wendy's, be chill, and maybe make some content. So it looks like they're looking for an influencer or maybe somebody that wants to be an influencer. I thought, Woodsy, we do have these Meta glasses. Maybe that can be your angle. You'll use the Meta glasses and create all this elite content, make $100,000 for Wendy's.
Trying to make better health food choices, eat more whole foods and way less fast food. It's not a fit for me right now.
I also really want to see you with the Meta glasses, like
eating and then hearing like me, my deep breathing,
your noises that you make. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. My son said he had the big arch yesterday.
Oh, how is it?
He thought it was good. He liked the crispy onions on it.
All right.
Totally different.
Please don't tell me that because
I know
it's 1,072 calories.
I know it's a lot. We talked about that. You just wanted to eat more whole foods.
Yeah.
Well, eat a whole big arch.
Paulie laid it out that I could eat 2 Big Macs instead of just one big arch. The golden arch.
So if you're hungry for the big arch, you can
just get 2 Big Macs.
Like, I'm just going to get 2 Big Macs instead. I'm getting more for my $1. Yeah. That's a lot of food.
I want a bite of it. I want one bite, but I know if I take a bite of the big arch.
Could you walk into a McDonald's, buy one, literally
eat
one bite and throw it away and walk out?
That's wasteful. There's wasteful, number one, but there's no chance. If I'm like, well, I'm already here, I'm like, I can talk myself into anything.
That would be some real restraint.
I'll just crush it in the gym tomorrow. Like, forget it.
Can you even go to McDonald's and not order fries with your order?
No. Gotta have it.
You've gotta
have fries there. But that gig, I think they could use some help there.
Yeah.
At Wendy's, because I think it has fallen off.
Do we need a chief listening officer for Ben and Woods?
We've got a bunch, actually.
Yeah.
We have too many, actually.
Look at the downside.
Point out all of our errors.
You're all fired as chief listening
No,
officers.
please don't leave. Stay right here.
All right, we'll move on.
Not in the contract year.
To the NBA. I did not realize this until I saw this viral clip going around from a podcast host. I did not realize there is a Jaylen epidemic in the NBA.
Nor did I until
I started to think about it. So this is from Rainey Ovale, podcast co-host.
This is great.
And he put out this song about how there are just simply too much Jaylens in the NBA, and everyone has had fun with this. This is the kind of content that I think like the internet was really like, this is what it was made for.
This is what it was for.
Why so many Jaylens in the NBA? I think it's way too many Jaylens in the NBA. Went to sleep and it was 10 Jaylens in the NBA. Woke up and now it's 30 Jaylens in the NBA. We got Darren Smith on the Bulls, and Jaylen with a Y playing for the Timberwolves. Think it's a joke, but I'm actually earnest. Tell the truth, that ain't even really scratching the surface. Cause there's 607 players on the court playing. 16 teams got a player named Jaylen. There's really 2 Jaylens on 3 teams. That's gotta be like 50% of the league. In the crib trying to figure what it all really means. I know their mama raised them like my son is my king. And I could probably recognize them all by facial. And I wouldn't be surprised if they was all biracial. Look, why so many Jaylens in the NBA? I think it's way too many Jaylens in the NBA. Went to sleep and it was 30 Jaylens in the NBA. Woke up and now it's 80 Jaylens in the NBA. We got Jaylen Hood up on the Lakers, Wilson on the Nets, Darren Smith is on the Pacers. Can't forget Jalen Duren is on the Pistons. Another Jaylen out of Sacramento where the Kings is. Bridges, Harris, Williams on the Thunder. A lot of place bets on where the next one finna come from. My money on New York, the Chicago, cities with the most white baby mamas, far as I know. And the NFL is even more insane, dude. You ever seen Jalen Hurts and Speedy in the same room? Next draft, more Jaylens in a fold. And it's all thanks to the legendary Jalen Rose. But it's already way too many Jaylens in the NBA. Why so
That's unbelievable.
All right, and he acknowledged what I was thinking the entire time at the end. That is this all because Jalen Rose was like, cool in the Fab Five? And
now do
there's
the
tons of
baseball,
Jaylens?
do the Jackson rap.
There's too many Brixtons in the Braxton.
Too many Jacksons in the MLB.
In the MLB. Got 2 on my team.
Merrill on the Padres, and there's Holiday on.
That's not bad. All right.
Churio.
Jackson Churio.
on the
Job.
Jackson Job. Yeah, there's a lot of Jacksons.
Got to be a lot more, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the baseball one.
Too
Jackson.
many Jaylens.
That's
in the
so
NBA.
good.
And then
Dominic said that and the Wicked Game fart song, the best content of the year so far.
That was very clever.
Very clever.
Very clever.
finally, sticking around here in the NBA, Russell Westbrook had a moment yesterday after the game. I believe this was yesterday. Darren Smith sent this video over to me. He goes, "Have you seen this?" I said, "No, I have no idea what this is. Why did you just send me a 6-minute video? What's the best part?" And he goes, "Literally everything after the first question when Westbrook stepped up to the podium." So the Sacramento Kings are in dead last in the NBA. They are 14-50.
Fired their coach.
And it has not gone well for them. So I've skipped ahead. Russell Westbrook has just answered the first question that he was asked. There are still about 6 minutes remaining. And the back and forth that he flips on the media assembled there in Sacramento. I'm curious how long you guys can make it through this video.
Remember, they've lost 9 straight games. They've lost 9 games in a row. And as you said, they are dead last.
What y'all think, though? Because y'all got a lot of answers and y'all always be talking. Oh, it's very interesting. Y'all don't got no. You guys have a lot of opinions about how we do what we doing. What you got? Oh, you. Yeah, you make a lot of statements.
Not you.
That you have no context. So where do you get your context from? Are you in practice? Are you at our film session? Are you anywhere around the building?
I would have said, you guys watch film? Because I couldn't tell. Losing 9 games in a row.
I don't know that you would have said that.
I probably wouldn't.
I haven't seen that practice. So the false context of, and actually, do you know me? No, you don't know me.
Oh, no.
You don't know me. You don't know me. But you make a lot of comments as though you do know me. No, you don't. My intent, I see it. But I'm asking you now, but you don't know me, right? So you don't know anything about me. Thank you. That's good. Anybody else? You guys have any comments about how we play? What we doing? You guys are quiet today, but you guys have a lot of comments when the game's going on. Wow. After the game, what we doing, what we should be doing, how we should be doing it. I'm confused.
Oh man.
How much more are there?
Oh, let me hear.
5 minutes
in our film session too.
I'm not in your film session, but you guys have the worst record in the NBA.
Cool.
You guys are
cool. The voice crack.
3 in offense and defense throughout the year.
Perfect.
So, I mean, I think that's fair to.
What's fair?
It's fair to point that out.
Yeah, that's been pointed out, but that's not the only thing that's been talked about. What else is to point out?
Well, I can only speak for myself. But
Yeah, but that's not the only thing you say. I've seen things you say. It's not just about our offense and our defense and what our record is. We've been the worst record for a long time now.
what if I said?
I don't want to go down the route, but I'm
sure.
asking you have a lot of things to say. So this is your time. This is the floor to say
But
it.
wait, he did want to go down that route. Remember, he said it, and then that reporter's like,
this
"You
is
didn't
the
see
time.
me."
This is your time.
This is the
think in
time.
sports when
It's the time.
teams don't have success,
Right.
What is happening to that guy?
they're up for
You
He's
think that we should
terrified.
have success, right? Do you feel that way?
That
I mean,
you
a lot of you
should
guys
have
feel,
success.
huh?
that you should have success.
Yeah.
I think you guys are trying to have success. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good. What about you? What you think?
I think it's been a rough year for everybody.
Yeah.
And I mean, as somebody who's covered the league for a long time and this team
Yeah.
for a long time, it's by far the worst season
Yeah.
and I don't blame
No, I listen. I don't think nobody's blaming me. I'm just saying what I don't like is that I've been in the league a long time and I've been around a lot of different organizations, media, beat writers, and we have a lot of young guys.
I mean, we are halfway through. Whew. Still got 20 more to go through.
Why
if you
did
want.
that go?
Is he mad that they have accused the Kings of tanking, as most of a third of the league
What
is
was
being
your-
accused of tanking? So here was the great stat. I got this from Ryan Phillips, Sports Illustrated.
This is unreal.
It ended last night because
Yeah.
4 of the teams played each other. But going into yesterday, the bottom 10 teams in the NBA, in terms of record, had lost 43 games in a row collectively.
Crazy.
So
Crazy.
you're not saying that tanking is a major issue when the teams at the bottom. I get that the worst teams are going to lose more often than the best teams, but they shouldn't lose 43 straight times. You should occasionally come through with a win every now and then in front of your home crowd. Is this what Russell is unhappy about? That he thinks, oh, you're lumping us in with the tankers, but we're trying to win?
No, we're really bad.
Is that what the accusation is? What I understand the frustration. I've dealt with frustrated athletes before, but the implication that unless you are at every film session and every practice, you have no right to comment about our team is pretty ridiculous.
Well, and he says I've been in the league a long time. Well, then you know how this works. He's just pissed off. He's frustrated. He's pissed off. He's on a crap team, and I can understand. I can understand everybody in that room's perspective. I can understand the reporters' perspective for sure, and I can understand Russell Westbrook's perspective as well a little bit. But you make a good point. Yeah, man, I don't need to be at every hitting session or every bullpen to know that the results on the field don't add up to what they should be. And I know you guys aren't happy about it either, but I thought it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable.
And I think the respect level is that we respect y'all. We respect what y'all do. Y'all come in, y'all make y'all comments, and nobody say nothing. But I don't have to sit back and not say nothing. I've been the media is, that's been my thing and been down the road. But as a leader of this team, it's my job to speak up for the guys in the locker room. We talk about it, they see it. I hear it. Because of the comments you guys make, you got guys thinking about a whole bunch of random things that have nothing to do with the game. You guys are making false comments about our team and what we're doing here. And
okay, but
It's
you've got
tough
to
to make
point
false-
out at least one thing
Right.
specifically that you think they have said that is inaccurate or just patently false.
Like
about
you
the Sacramento
said that
Kings.
so-and-so was dogging it last
Right.
night. He did not give max effort. Did you know he's got bursitis in his knee, right? Like, did you know that? No, you didn't know that.
But they're not going to admit that they're tanking, and it's clear that they're tanking.
Right.
So I don't understand. Like, what else would you want us to say?
Again, and this is the media gets blamed for a lot of stuff. Media does a lot of stupid stuff, 100% hand raised for sure. But they get blamed for a lot of stuff too. Like, your team sucks, dude. It has nothing to do with the media and the false accusations about what they're saying. But I also get that you're frustrated and you're a 20-year veteran or whatever. He's been in the league forever. You know how this works. You're a bad team. They're going to write bad things about a bad team. If you were winning games, they wouldn't be writing bad things about you. Pretty simple. The old cause and effect. You know how that works. You don't like it, play better, and we won't write bad stuff.
Exactly.
It's pretty simple.
When you're not winning, it's part of the media's job to try to diagnose
why.
Right. And if you don't tell us specifically why, which is very rare, teams aren't that forthcoming when it comes to the bad news.
Right.
You're going to leave a little guesswork involved. And that's, you've got to accept that sometimes because you're not being totally forthcoming about your plans and why you're losing all these games because, well, you don't say out loud that we're tanking and we're not trying to win.
Pulled up Sacramento's schedule. They had a 4-game winning streak from January 11th through the 16th.
Okay.
Since then, they've won 2 games. And after that 4th win in a row, they lost
2 months.
They lost 16 straight after that.
Nearly 2 months.
Man, it's a tough scene, dude. Tough scene in Sacramento. Somebody put out a poll yesterday, or somebody was like, hey, we're having this debate. What is the worst run organization in professional sports? Many said the Jets, Browns, but Kings were up there. They said the Kings are one of the worst run organizations in professional sports. And I thought about it. I go, yeah, Jets, Browns, yeah, Kings. I mean, not knowing a ton about them, but no, they don't win much.
Used to always be Clippers under Donald Sterling.
Clippers,
a little better now.
When I was growing up, Golden State was like one of the worst. And then, look what happened to them.
Around.
Yeah, you can.
For sure.
Yeah.
Paulie, thank you very much. Shout out to Zach Drums in our chat. Merrill on the Friars, Cheerio on the crew. There's a bunch more, but that's already 2.
Look at you. Boy,
Way
Zach.
too many Jacksons in the MLB. It's too many Jacksons in the MLB.
And in Little League, too. Yeah, 100%. I love my Jacksons, though.
We got a wordsmith.
Yeah.
Excellent chat. Very nice. All right, we'll take a quick timeout, come back. Again, lots coming up this weekend. We got World Baseball Classic action underway this morning already. Get you updated on the WBC and more coming up next with Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
And if you like watching games on TV, you can actually go to 7 Mile Casino. They've got TVs everywhere, not just in the restaurant, but like throughout the card room. Don't see that at every card room where you can watch TVs pretty up close, whether you're playing California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em, Paiga, or Baccarat, and whatever game's on, you'll have tuned to one of the TVs near you.
Yeah, man, it's got everything you're looking for at 7 Mile Casino. You walk in, you're greeted with a California-style blackjack table right smack when you walk in. And then you got Texas Hold'em, you got Paiga, Baccarat as well. You've got a really delicious menu there as well. The food there is outstanding. Fancy Ben, he won't just eat anywhere. He really won't. You have to spin a wheel sometimes to get him to eat places. But here, no problem. Kung Pao chicken.
It is a fancier version of the Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah,
it's not your white takeout container version. It's kicked up a notch or 2. The chicken, really high quality. It's the sauce is just delicious. So good. It's just makes you want to come back for more and more. And you can only get it on the 24/7 Players menu at Sammy's at 7 Mile. This weekend, though, you can get the brunch Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Voted the best in the South County, and you can enjoy it on the patio. The weather's supposed to be beautiful. You can look out on San Diego Bay, Coronado. It's just a perfect spot, and then you go sit down and play some cards.
Best place to go, obviously, in the proximity is what we all love. It's 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Still in here talking about the big arch. Since you brought it up,
sorry.
Now all I'm thinking about is a big arch. I'm
Power
not doing
of suggestion. I didn't mean that. Got 2 games underway right now in the World Baseball Classic in Pool A, which is being played in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Cuba leads Panama 3-0 in the top of the 5th inning.
Okay.
And then in Pool D, which is being played in Miami, Florida, Venezuela has just taken a 1-0 lead over the Netherlands in the bottom of the 1st inning. Xander Bogaerts grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat in the top of the 1st. That's a pretty big game. AJ Castro pointed it out. Since the top 2 teams in each pool out of 5 advance. Pool D, clear favorite is the Dominican Republic in Miami. But after that, you've got Venezuela and the Netherlands are probably the co-second favorites, which means whoever wins this game has a huge advantage. You just have to then beat Nicaragua and Israel, and you probably will punch your ticket to the next round. So maybe the most important opening day game of the entire tournament is this one right now between the Netherlands and Venezuela, because they both have dreams of advancing to the second round. In Pool C, we talked earlier, Japan got their first win. Shohei Ohtani driving in 5, grand slam.
No big deal.
And they are 1-0, but Australia is already 2-0 in that pool, and Korea is 1-0 as well. So in that pool, the game between Korea and Australia will likely be the big one that determines the other team that advances, along with Japan. In Houston, that's where Team USA is. They're overwhelming favorites to advance. The second most likely team to advance, probably Mexico, but I think Italy would also like to be in that conversation. Great Britain and Brazil probably just there to make their appearance in pool play. And then in Pool A, Cuba off to the good start against Panama. Puerto Rico, probably the favorite there, but you also have Colombia and Canada. That's probably the most even one, where you can see a number of those teams having a chance to finish first or second in that pool and advance on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so for the rest of the day, the schedule lines up Mexico and Great Britain at 10 a.m., Puerto Rico and Colombia at 3 p.m., Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic at 4 p.m. The United States takes on Brazil at 5 p.m. We got some pushback about this. It says Chinese Taipei, but it's also it's Taiwan.
I don't follow
Czechia.
enough.
I don't either.
The politics of it. I know the island of Taiwan wants its independence from China, but China wants it to be part of China, and like politically in the United States to appease China.
Just
like they call it Chinese Taipei.
No,
I'm
exactly.
really not trying to
It's
take
what it's-
sides. I just read off the box score on this one.
That's what it says, yeah. So, yeah, there you go. But a full slate. I'm going to have to, I just realized, I'm going to have to DVR Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic. My son is obsessed with the DR team. And then I'm going to have to DVR U.S. against Brazil as well. I would love to watch that Mexico game today, too.
Venezuela scored on a leadoff double by Ronald Acuna Jr. and an RBI single by Luis Arraez
So,
of the San Francisco Giants.
I watched a little interview with him yesterday, and everybody was down on Luis. We always loved Luis Arraez. I was starstruck to meet him for sure, and he didn't have a great year. He was concussed. He was put in weird positions, in my opinion, and but you just forget, like, what a great dude he is. He's just such they did an interview with him yesterday, and he was like, I am so blessed. I wake up every day. I can't believe this is my life. I get to go play baseball, and oh my God, I'm so happy. And it's like, yeah, man, it's infectious. He's got that infectious personality, and I'm rooting for him. Not against us, but I'm rooting for him to have a bounce
And
back.
I believe he did say in one of the interviews he's done recently, the Padres tried to bring him back.
Did they?
But he wanted to play second base, and the Padres were not going to bump Jake Cronenworth from second base and allow Luis Arraez, an inferior defender, to have that position. The Giants were willing to do it.
Yeah, they were.
Promised him second base. That's where he's playing. So he decided. Now, I don't know what the money comparison was.
Sure.
He got a decent deal from $12 million,
14, I thought, or for 12.
I think it was 12 from
Okay.
the Giants. So I'm not cheering against Luis Arraez, other than the fact he's in the division, and I want him to have a good season, but the Giants to have a bad season, sort of thing.
Yeah.
For Luis Arraez. But it's interesting that the number of guys that did say the Padres were involved. We never really talked about the whole Merrill Kelly story.
Yeah.
How the Padres offered him more than the Diamondbacks did, but he decided for various reasons to stay in Arizona.
Taxes being one of them.
I think he made headlines because he blamed California's taxes, but he also said he's from there. He's, that's just where his home is. And I don't think he was that comfortable leaving to begin with, but it's telling that the Padres aggressively pursued Merrill Kelly as well.
He looks like a Diamondback.
I know.
Merrill Kelly?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't picture him in any other uniform.
And he got hurt right in spring training.
Yeah.
I'm not upset that the Padres didn't get him, but the fact that they were making these offers to Luis Arraez, to Merrill Kelly, I mean, yes, they went out and signed some pitchers, but they didn't spend a ton. Do they still have some money if they need to add salary at some point?
I kind of thought the same
I
thing.
don't know what the budget is.
What does the coffers
payroll
look like?
Yeah,
They're still in that period where they're just kind of waiting to see what they got still from some of these guys. Like,
maybe.
They're like, hey, we're really hoping, we want to see what Nick Castellanos can bring to the table and see if he can be serviceable at first base. And then maybe in a couple of weeks.
There's just not a ton left.
Not a ton left.
There's a couple of pitchers still
Giolito's
on the
out there
market.
still.
And
money to
Littell
spend
hasn't
can
signed
also
yet either. Zach Littell, has he signed?
Money to spend can also qualify with a trade, like you're taking on
you
salary.
can exactly. You
have
take
room
on
to do
salary in a trade for sure. Yeah. So, Zach Littell is still a free agent.
Braves.
10-8, 3.82 ERA last year.
Braves are after him.
Tampa Bay and Cincinnati. Well, the Braves have had pitching injuries, and they also have Jurickson's money that just opened up.
$15 million.
$15 million that they don't have to spend, that they were going to spend. So they can probably be a player when it comes to that. So.
Yeah, they're going to be, like losing Jurickson, I think Mike Yastrzemski is going to be a full-time outfielder for them. Jurickson was going to play left for them.
He was going to DH.
Oh, was he going to DH?
For them,
so
I think.
Yastrzemski now is your DH?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little different. And then they've got Hassan Kim, but he is banged up, and I don't know when he's coming back, but they are predicted to be the team that goes after Zach Littell. I don't know what's going on with Lucas Giolito, though. At some point, if you're a team, you're like, hey, yeah, you had a good bounce back season last year, but we got to get you in here. Like, you got to, he's working, I'm sure, but like, we need you here to be part of this squad and what we're doing.
Yeah, there must have been a red flag on his job application.
Right?
As he went around.
So something popped up. No, I don't know. Maybe he just hasn't found the money.
As I saw someone tweeted yesterday, if you're trying to get me to hire you on a job, you probably don't want to say you're in current litigation with your former employer over being a lack of respect.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I don't know what it is. I'm not saying Lucas Giolito has anything against him, but at this point, there's clearly not a clamor for his services around Major League Baseball.
For whatever reason, man. For whatever reason. Not sure exactly what's going on, but I know a lot of teams are in need of a 4 or 5 in their rotation. Some teams he'd probably be the 3. So the fact that he's still sitting out there, there's always 1 or 2, man, every spring training that makes me scratch my head and wonder why it hasn't happened yet. So never know.
All right. Wouldn't mind a spin of the topic wheel or two to wrap things up on a fun Friday as we head into the weekend. We will do that. Coming up next, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, We Know How. It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just, here, I'll show you a little.
Please don't.
What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim-ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. It is now officially conference tournament season in college basketball. Most of them next week, but some of them already underway. USD won last night against Loyola Marymount, so their season lasts at least one more day. In the West Coast Conference Tournament, they will play Seattle U in the second round. Of course, at the end of the season, they are moving on from Coach Steve Lavin. Haven't heard anything on their new coaching search other than they're very committed to, like, they want to do some NIL. They want to get a good coach. Yeah. They want to turn that program around and become a contender in the WCC. UCSD lost last night here on 97.3 The Fan. Had a 12-point lead in the second half, and Cal State Fullerton came back, took the lead, and won. In the final minute, which snapped the Tritons' 5-game winning streak. They still have won 20 games, though. They're in the top half of the Big West. I think they dropped into like 4th or 5th. You have one game against UC Santa Barbara tomorrow, and then the Big West tournament, which they could win.
They're going to need to win, probably.
Oh, yeah, there's no at-large bids in the Big West this year. So, they're in the same boat as every other school. UC Irvine, UC Santa Barbara need to win the conference tournament next week. But, San Diego State's in that same boat as well. Someone's going to win, though, and the Tritons certainly have a chance to do it and go to the NCAA in back-to-back seasons. So we'll be following that as well.
Absolutely. Breaking news in the NFL, Geno Smith has been released from the Las Vegas Raiders. Ben, they're going to save. Got to pay him about $18.5 million, and they'll have $18.5 million in dead money, but they will avoid paying him an additional $8.5 million in guarantees. So they are moving on from Geno Smith, maybe opening the door for Fernando Mendoza.
I would think the Fernando Mendoza era is likely
in Las Vegas. I think so too. Perfect guy for Vegas too, because he's like real straight laced. He's like, the lights, the glitz, Sin City. What's that? Like, I'm just here to grind and play football.
He's comfortable in his own skin. You can tell that.
Oh yeah,
Fernando Mendoza.
This is the thing that pisses me off. I hate like the NFL draft season because we still have, 2 months before the season or the draft? A month and a half.
A lot can change.
A lot can change, but also nothing's going to change with them. Like, they know they're going to pick Mendoza. They're going to wait. What do you get? 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the NFL draft?
Yep.
They're going to wait until the final minute. I'm like, just say it now and start putting Mendoza jerseys in your team store.
The only thing I can think of, Paulie, is that you wait for that phone to ring for a guy to go, I'll give you this year's 2, next year's, whatever, and go. I want this kid. We got to have him. Blah, blah, blah.
And let's be honest, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Fernando Mendoza comes up on the crime blotter in the next month or so.
Nothing
keep your options open a little bit.
That one would
the very
surprise
last minute.
That would surprise me a little
Now,
bit.
it is silly when they are on the clock and they wait the full 15 minutes or whatever it is to make the actual pick. At that point, nothing's going to change. You can announce it instantly, I would think, but that's how it works.
I'm going to take my talents to whoever drafts Jeremiah Love. That's going to be my...
Some people think he is the most talented player.
Had the best combine.
The draft.
One of the best combines in history.
But, he's a running back, which is the now pretty much least valued position in the NFL.
Yeah. And, but yeah, that's going to be who I'm rooting for. Whoever picks up my guy. And many are projecting him to the Saints at 9, but I don't know that he falls to 9. I guess I'd be a Saints fan.
Here's one thing I guarantee
Me and
you.
our pal TJ in the chat.
Whoever takes him in the top 10 will get ridiculed for taking a running back in the top 10, but we'll probably be pretty happy that they have him in the long run.
I promise you.
All right, let's get our final check of traffic. Then we'll spin the topic wheel to wrap things up on a Friday next year on Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Hamul Casino. Wrapping things up with a couple of problems in the North County. Got a pickup truck that has caught fire westbound 78 before Emerald. It's over to the right shoulder. And some military activity has got the Harbor Drive exit shut down off of northbound 5. Hey, player, the all-new Hamul Casino Resort is all for you. Enjoy a super luxe hotel experience, a super secret speakeasy, an indulgent spa, and an epic rooftop pool. Book your experience at hamulcasino.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Topic wheel brought to you by the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better.
That sounds made up.
I did make that up entirely to sneak that in.
We've done this organically in the past, but I'll ask it anyways. What show had the best series finale of all time?
Oh, we have
Your
talked
favorite?
about this before.
Over and over and over, I feel like.
All right, well, then quickly, what's your favorite? I'll go Breaking Bad. I'll just take it off the board.
It's a great one. I said 6 Feet Under, which is not a show everybody watched, but was a really good HBO show that really wrapped things up nicely.
Sopranos made me insane, so I can't say it.
Right.
It made me absolutely insane for like a whole year after.
It was terrible.
You know which one I liked a lot? Friends. I thought Friends ended really well.
Oh, me too. It's very
Did
sweet.
she get off the plane? Did she get off the plane?
Yeah.
Seinfeld was horrible.
Yeah, Seinfeld
it was not
bad
good.
too.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Not good.
Poor Larry David, man. That's all I got.
All right. What is a food you did not like until adulthood?
So many.
Oh,
so many.
So many. Blue cheese definitely was in there.
Probably a lot of veggies, I'm guessing, for all of us, right?
Yeah, lots of veggies.
I didn't mind like some veggies, of course, as a kid, but like Brussels sprouts would probably be one.
Well,
where,
okay,
like,
so
I wouldn't have
Brussels
touched
sprouts,
that as a kid.
I don't know that Brussels sprouts count because when we were kids, Brussels sprouts were horrible because they were steamed and they were gross. And then someone invented roasted Brussels sprouts with like balsamic vinegar sauce.
Still
And
can't do
like,
it, man.
It was much, 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 much better with like bacon and stuff. So I don't know that totally counts.
This is weird. This is to go the other way. But Zach said, I used to hate ketchup as a kid. I've found myself lately hating ketchup. Like, don't really use it.
I do not like ketchup.
I'll eat it if it's on a burger. Like, I'll eat it, but I don't go actively
I
seek
like to
it
dip
out.
my fries in ketchup.
And I still am like, I'll just eat
It's
them.
too sweet.
I just don't know what it is.
So,
God, I hate Brussels sprouts, man. I've tried them all too, with the crumbles of bacon and the balsamic, all of it. And
do them in the air fryer. Like now, I'll make
it's the aftertaste, I think, that gets me.
We'll make like a
asparagus.
sauce
I
or
love
whatever.
asparagus now. Hated it when I was a kid.
I liked it okay when I was a kid. The obvious ones, like my dad and my grandpa used to put Tabasco sauce on everything.
Everything.
The smell of it when I was a kid, I would go running. Like,
really? Because it smelled so spicy?
It just was like the most noxious fume. Like they bring it to the Padre game to put on their hot dogs. They
brought
tiny
it to
ones.
the Padres game?
My grandpa used to bring those little tiny Tabascos.
Did he have a Tabasco tie? Those were huge.
So he could put it on his
then.
hot dogs. And then as I got older, I go, oh, yeah, this is pretty good. I like Tabasco
I like
sauce.
to put some in my mac and cheese.
Oh, it's great.
Delicious in mac and cheese.
It's elite.
Why does Satan's
Throw it
Blowfish?
on eggs in the morning, yeah.
Satan's Blowfish just writes catsup. Why?
My grandmother not only spelled it that way,
she called
it catsup.
All right.
She called it catsup, and you never want to say anything because it's your grandma and you love your grandma. But she would always refer to it as catsup.
My grandmother, who we just celebrated last weekend, says, because she's Southern, shrimp. And it makes me, when she says it makes me insane. Shrimp. Oh, Steven, did you get some shrimp?
Shrimp.
I sure did. I did get some shrimp.
Sure did.
I sure did. Catsup kills me.
Apparently, it was an older regional, perfectly acceptable spelling and pronunciation of ketchup. Catsup.
There's a lot, man. There's a lot of foods I wouldn't touch.
It
when I was a
sounds
kid.
so even less appealing.
Catsup.
Ketchup is fine. Catsup. Just sounds. Is it made with cats? Is it made for cats?
so gnarly.
Why is the word cat in this?
I found
at all? It's a sweet tomato sauce.
I found myself lately I like mustard on everything. I'll eat mustard on anything and everything. I'll put mustard on a string cheese, dude. I love mustard. I swear to God. I make ground beef like 4 days a week, and I eat ground beef and rice because I told you I'm the skinny fat meathead, and I just slather it with mustard now.
Reddit is so full of it. This can't be true. The first spelling of catsup came from old loggers who used to call the condiment cat's blood, which was euphemized to cat sap, like the sap that runs through cats.
Yeah, the sap that runs through cats.
And then they called it catsup.
Catsup. I believe it. Because what's ketchup?
I don't know. I don't have any idea.
Somebody, unsaturated fats, somebody else in the chat too said liver. I couldn't eat it then. Can't eat it now.
Still don't really love.
Who's eating liver now?
Liver.
I don't think I've ever had that.
Absolutely one of the most repugnant things I've ever
liver
eaten.
and onions.
My grandpa loved liver and onions, and he loved the can of the sardines where you roll it back and then just eat them straight out of the can.
It's a different era, man.
It really
men
is.
were men. There's no way.
Now, I'll eat an anchovy on a Caesar salad, or
I won't.
I think they're pretty good at this point.
They're just way too.
But those actual
pungent.
sardines that look like fish in the can, that like the cartoon,
literally minnows.
Like cartoon cats would eat.
They're minnows. Yes.
They just ate them. It's like no.
Dead minnows. Pass. All right, one more.
One more.
Yeah.
What is a job you would never do, no matter how well it pays?
Ooh.
Never do.
Never.
Mining.
I'd do anything to see you mine for 15 minutes. 15
I don't want to be underground.
I'm with you.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't think I could work at a morgue.
I couldn't either.
Ooh,
People do
I
it.
think I could do that if it paid well enough.
Deep sea diver, no chance. I had a friend that was an underwater welder, and he used to go down and weld under. And I'm like,
I can't even get to the bottom of the deep end of a pool.
my ears start to hurt.
4 feet, and I'm done. I have no interest in scuba diving in any sense.
Oh, Chris's radio. That's an interesting one.
Would never do it.
I could do. I've had a lot of.
I'm with
jobs.
Elisa. Morgue sounds peaceful, to be honest.
Are you guys kidding me?
No
It'd be
way.
It's always pretty quiet. No one's making a big fuss.
Except you have to
Smells
deal
probably
with
not
death
great.
every day. You're
Right.
surrounded by
But
death.
that would kind of inure you to it.
inure you?
Yeah.
Like desensitized?
Desensitized.
Just say
you to it a
desensitized
little
next
bit.
time.
I couldn't think of the word desensitized.
So you went with
So I
inure.
went with much more complicated.
Commonly used.
Commonly used inure. You could manure yourself to it. Shoveling manure is also another job I would not do.
That's
Farmer,
true.
I couldn't do it. Doesn't matter how much you paid me.
So I couldn't do it, but there's always a certain appeal, like to think about farming and living off the land.
Farming. I thought you meant working in a morgue. I was like,
farming.
go to
farming.
Cut the show. It looks and they make it look in movies. You're like,
you have you
I don't know that there's
churned-
anything appealing about it to me.
churned
Field of
butter
Dreams.
and-
Field of Dreams is appealing.
He's going bankrupt. He wakes up early. Everyone in town thinks he's a moron.
Daughter-
It's a great story.
Daughter chokes on a hot dog.
He's taking every last penny they have to go watch baseball games in Boston.
Steve Davis, Morrissey's tour scheduler, Morrissey's tour manager would be awful. But you get a lot of days off that you weren't. Oh, we're stuck here. I guess I have the day off today in Paris because Mose doesn't want to play again. So it should be a decent gig.
Gastroenterologist.
Correct. Urologist. Not a lot of ologists I'd be good at, I don't think. I have a weak stomach, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not great at it. No, great stuff, guys. Great stuff.
Fun
This week in general, just the questions, anything just in particular, just great stuff overall.
Yeah, just a good solid week.
Okay.
Just gearing up for baseball, baby.
Have fun.
That is pretty much it for our week. We will be back with you on Monday morning. Have some games from the WBC to wrap up. Obviously, whatever happens with the Padres over the weekend, we will know what happens with the Aztecs tonight, where they finished, and getting ready for the Mountain West tournament next week. So should be plenty to talk about when we return.
SDFC action. I can't wait.
SDFC tomorrow night.
Yeah,
absolutely. We'll talk with Craig Elston, of course, on Monday morning as well. That is it for us. Braden and Frank out there standing by to take over for executive producer Paul Reindl and Stephen Woods. I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Friday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.